You can keep going, Grandpa. I started the recording.
Which one was Quinn Martin?
26.
Wasn't that the long hair guy
Yes, is it
This
Quinn and
is a
Tucker?
Tucker DeLaurier
Yeah,
slash Quinn Martin.
yeah,
that I got into a fight
yeah,
over?
yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Wait, great segue. Welcome
Oh my
to this
God,
episode of the Rewinds
y'all.
Rewind.
We've been on this Zoom call for an hour and a half. We have talked about pedophiles, slurs, football, homosexuality, AO3 fan fiction, and not a single lick of Big Brother Rewind. And
Sports
now,
mascots,
Homosexuality.
as well as homosexuality between sports mascots, which is how we got to AO3 in the first place.
and then we can't forget
So
the slurs and the pedophiles and the people
Fun
with
fact,
gay
I did
friends.
in my search for Big Brother fan fiction find a buddy, Evan Buckley slash Eddie Diaz 911 Big
Of
Brother
course,
crossover.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I'm sure you've missed us. It's been an off season.
We're
Nothing
working
has
hard.
changed.
We're working hard to plan the next season,
We
obviously.
are.
Yeah.
This is research for our social
So we
media
literally had a
season.
comp idea while we were discussing this. So,
It's
you
true.
know.
When you
We're
see a fan
inspired.
fiction challenge, know to blame these three, not me. Just putting that out there.
Oh, I will take the blame for that 1,000%.
Oh yeah, put that on
1,000%.
me. Put that on me. It's okay.
But yes, it's been a long time. Not as long as the fucking season was, but a long time since you guys have heard from us.
True.
Yeah, true.
After 65 long, long days with many people who agreed to play, no longer wanting to be there. And
Us at the end of the day, us kind of.
To
not
be
wanting
fair,
to be
it was
there
fucking
anymore.
65 days. I understand.
even
Like,
people who made it to the end and won, not wanting to be there at times.
Us
sometimes
begging
it
the
does start
season
to feel like a
end.
hostage situation. Like, I do understand. So,
I felt,
Yeah.
what's funny is like we all felt like hostages. Like they felt like hostages from us. We felt like hostages from them. Like it
Mhm.
was
The
like
fans
the spectators are probably
felt
like, can we
hostage
just
by
know the fucking winner already? Like, let us
Yeah.
out of this server. Yeah, it was an entire.
Once Jason
mutually.
left, the fans felt hostage by the final three because no disrespect to our final three, none of the fans wanted this. Everyone was rooting for
that's not
Veronica.
true.
I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like
Oh yes. Yes. That's
yeah,
yes.
everyone wanted Veronica to have a buffer so that we wouldn't, or they wanted to be Veronica and Jason so that we were guaranteed a good winner and not
Mhm.
the quote unquote doom scenario that did end up occurring of all the quote unquote heavy
That's-
players falling in a line. But that is simply what you get when all the big players take themselves out too early. No shade to our final two.
And this is why I advocate for goat murder parties. So, like, not, I actually really enjoyed this final too. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not even
oh, it
saying
was-
that in like this case, but just holistically,
I said this and I got feed. I
like,
got
it is
some-
better for bigger players to like band together for a certain period of time.
Yeah, I got some
Yeah.
controversy for this, but I was like, this is the first finale in a while where it's like genuinely a toss up. We don't know who's gonna win. And someone was
Yeah.
like, we've had a lot of 5-4s, and I'm like, okay, and we knew who was winning in every single 5-4. Like it was
Not
very
mine.
I
was
mean, the
tortured,
last
by the
few
way.
seasons, Sydney. Like honestly, I think since me and Blaze, I don't think it was a toss up finale since then.
It was one of those things where like we all wanted something to happen
Mhm.
and then it didn't happen.
I still don't understand how Nicole lost that one. I'm
like
sorry.
Yeah.
16, it was a foregone conclusion Nicole was probably going to lose. If she took it out, we were rooting for it, but we like was probably not gonna happen. 17, Jason was always gonna lose. James happened to be there. 18, Paul was always gonna lose. We literally all agreed. Like, yes, it was a 5-4 vote, but it was like the final HOH decided the winner of that season. I'm sorry to Paul, but like, like, so this is the first final two of the new era where it's like we have no idea who's going to win because
We
Golden-
honestly, even the host, up until
Yeah.
like a few hours before, we had no idea.
because
we
going
really didn't
into the
know.
jury roundtable that happened at the final four, everyone was dunking on Jillian, and it looked like a really solid chance that Kevin was going to take the win. Until Veronica got there at final three, it was like, no, we're not doing this. And she got Raven in
Mhm.
line. Jason was already in line, and they whipped the votes they needed to whip. And I mean, yeah. But
And speaking of
when that's
hosts,
like,
Wait, guys, we didn't even introduce
I'd
ourselves.
love for us to go around and introduce who's hosting this podcast.
I mean, sure. If they don't know by now, what are they doing here?
That's true. That's true.
I'm Shinx. Hi.
Okay, I'm Sydney. Hi.
I'm Alex. All's fair got renewed. Yay.
Oh Lord.
Don't get me started on Ryan Murphy.
Oh yeah,
again,
we talked about
girl.
Ryan Murphy for like
We
20
did
minutes.
talk about Ryan Murphy. I'm Graham. Hi. Stream Heated Rivalry on HBO Max or Crave in Canada.
Period.
Well, yeah, where we left
Ebook
off.
free in New York.
Ebook
True.
free in New York.
Thank you, Mom Donnie. Where we left off, Jason was
That's my
yesterday
president.
at Final Four, and we were left with our final three of Veronica, Veronica, Jillian, and Kevin, who we all said as of last time, by all means, should not have been here because Veronica does not exist, and had 17 gone on a better path. Had 17 gone in a better path for the twins, Veronica would not be on the season, and then Jillian and Kevin were both last minute sub-ins for people who
Mhm.
dropped. So it's
Mhm.
like it was just a really funny thing of like we have our twist person and the two people who filled in last minute as our final three, and our two
Mhm.
fill-ins making the final two. It's just like honestly, you can't write the shit. Sometimes it's just testing.
Like just
That was
trying
like
to
a huge trend with like Swap Fiverr back when that was like actually active. Was like it was a running joke that the last minute replacements were always the fucking winner. Like it
I mean, even
always happened
Katie
to be that
in
way.
10, Katie was a last minute fill-in. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
it's crazy the way that happens to work sometimes, but
Mhm.
And
it's
she
really
almost
fun.
won. So it's like, like
Also, can everyone? And this is the first day when Jillian said, "I have a master plan, or I have a strategy.
True.
I have a bold
Obsessed.
I have a bold strategy." And she went to everyone and said, "We can, take over this game
Take over
together."
this.
But
Yep.
only to Veronica, she said, "Who the
Who
fuck
the
are you?"
fuck is Veronica?
And trying to explain to people our final three and saying, "Okay, it's Veronica Russo. No, not Vanessa Russo, the real person, but Veronica Russo, the fake twin we made up for a season that she didn't even actually ever get to enter the season." Like it was just like funny as
That
fuck.
we photoshopped black hair onto.
Black hair,
And then
nose
and then
ring,
she photoshopped a
black
MAGA hat
lipstick.
on top of that. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
Come
that's so funny. I have to
on,
mention that
Baga.
in Zingland, we have this thing where sometimes you can give out profile picture punishments, and Jillian and Kevin gave Veronica a Hillary Clinton hat, and she hated it so much. And I'm just like, you know what?
That was really good.
Because for some
And the
reason, our
way
recurring thing in Rewinds is like people cosplaying as MAGA. We have our literal January 6th participant here present with us. So like,
that's
it's just
true.
it's crazy
Who's
how
that? Who? Ooh, not me.
yeah,
An attendee is sitting in this very Zoom call.
I can't believe it.
I wasn't there or anything.
No,
But you
Rachel
know who was
Planter
there?
and
Rachel
Janelle
Rachel
Monáe.
Plinter.
Rachel
Rachel
however
Plinter
you
was
say
there.
Rachel
her
Placenta,
Rachel Placenta, however the fuck you say her last name. I still can't spell it. I played
Plankner,
as her and I still don't
Rachel
know how to spell
Plankner.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a long running tradition. I don't know what that says about PBR, but yeah, there's always
Well,
someone
all
pretending
these
to be
gay people
conservative.
we have casting, that sounds really stink. I'm sorry. All these wonderful people we have
That's the most homophobic thing you've ever said.
who want to, for some reason, pretend to be MAGA for no reason.
Well, and
Yeah.
what was extra funny was throughout the season, people would be like, would forget that Veronica's identity was already revealed because they didn't know she'd like played before.
Yeah.
So she'd send stuff to be like, "Are you allowed to dox yourself?" He'd be like, "Yeah."
I think someone once was like, I know who Veronica is. I'm like, yeah.
in
So
yourselves.
does
They're like, I have an
everybody.
identity
I think
guess
that was
for
like
Veronica.
And it's
what
like,
it was.
yeah, it's at the very top of the announcement.
Yeah, I'm like, oh god.
It's confusing. It's confusing, honestly.
But
So
yeah.
I get it. But anyway, yeah, final three. We finally fucking made it to the final three. Never thought we'd get there, to be honest with you.
No.
I
No,
don't
we didn't.
recall if we talked about the round table in the last episode, so I'm just going to touch on it briefly now. We had our reigning champion, Natalie, aka Alex with two X's, come back to host.
Mhm.
It was really funny
Love.
how she called Veronica Vanessa
She's really
two
great at
different
that.
times, and everyone was like, excuse me. And yeah, she
As
was
if we're
trying...
not also doing the same thing. Like
Correct. As if I haven't said Vanessa in about 5 of these podcast recordings.
And the funniest moment was she was trying... I think the funniest moment of the round table was like, unfortunately, it didn't give much insight because once Veronica entered the jury, it didn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
But it was everyone just beating the fuck down on Jillian and propping
Yeah.
Veronica and then propping Kevin by circumstance. And Jason, who said he would be there, was busy. So everyone was like, Jason, where are you? Defend your girl. She's getting whacked. And he just
Yep.
And we were trying to get Jason on main. I was like, yo, bro, come on. Not even in a
They
I'm like,
need
yo,
you.
you're getting whacked. And you said you'd be here. I mean, and yeah, so like when by the time the roundtable ended, Veronica was going to win, but that was always going to happen. Veronica just had to touch the chairs, and she was
All she
probably
had to do to win, all she had to
she
do
might
was
lose to
win final
Jason, but that
three.
final two was never going to happen anyways, so it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Like once Veronica made it into final three, it was pretty much like Veronica just needs to win final three and or Jillian needs to win because Jillian was gonna take Veronica. Um,
Yeah,
but it was just and we'll get into it more, but like I could tell the thing that was so interesting about Veronica is Veronica, every time there was like a social competition that was like purely based off of like social notes or just like knowing players well, she absolutely destroyed in like a historical way. Like we've talked about
Yes.
that in other episodes. Like she consistently destroyed it historically, like better than anyone has
Yeah.
ever performed in these competitions
Yeah.
on all these social comps. So in my mind, and I think in a lot of people's minds, it kind of felt like if she can just make it to part three, no matter who she's up against, she'll probably win because
You just
that's
don't
almost
care.
it was kind of feeling like her bread and butter. And honestly, I felt pretty good about her winning either part one or part two because
Yeah.
she's also just like a comp beast in general, which she destroyed. She did very well in part one
yeah.
and ends up taking that one, which was not a surprise.
Well, I was going to the last thing on the roundtable was that by the time the roundtable ended, Jillian was going to lose in every scenario. Raven hated her guts. Dominique hated her guts and was like in love with Kevin. Cameron and
Like
Alex were
the
obviously
Kevin love was
team.
kind of the Kevin love was a little surprising
But it also
because I
makes
just
sense because his allies were Cameron, Ramses, and
no,
Alex.
yeah, like he had
Yeah.
allies in there, but it's just like it surprised me, I guess, maybe the level of Jillian hate, but also like
I think
Jillian
also
played
it
a
was a
very
little
fast, loosey
I mean,
social game.
Raven.
So
I think there was also like some frustration with Jillian that then kind of resulted in like
Kevin was
rose-colored
molested or
glasses
touched.
towards
Yeah.
Kevin and his like social game and everything.
yeah,
Well,
Like not
and
that it's terrible, but
the
like
thing that
I
stuck.
think
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I think it was more just like, well, he didn't do that to me, so like amazing, you know, it
Yeah,
was
like most
Yeah.
notably Raven, who led Cameron's death in what felt like 20 minutes and didn't say a word to him, getting bitter that Jillian voted her out without saying a word to her. I was like, girl, you just did this to
Yeah.
Cameron yesterday.
Well,
Like, what
this was a cast full of hypocrites. I've said
hypocrites,
that before.
entitlement,
And
all
I
across
think
the
a lot of
board.
it was that Jillian played such like a loose, fast game that even her allies that she made immediately realized she was untrustworthy and she wouldn't send, which I mean
Yeah,
this
they
was a
called her
common
Messy. Her
thing.
nickname was Messy. It was Jillian Messy Parker.
Correct, Jillian Messy Parker. And so people I think were annoyed by that. She wasn't sending goodbye messages to people and like just kind of like ghosting them.
Like
She sent a
future
video.
players,
I don't
that is like a
remember.
major part of the game.
And
Like
with
Yeah.
people like Cameron, she was like, I don't want to talk to you. Do not talk to me ever again in this game.
Which is
Yeah.
So like
her
yeah,
telling
that
Cameron
energy is
never to
so
speak
funny
to
to
her
me.
was kind
you're
of
sending
iconic.
some people you're
I think
sending
it's
some
kind of
bitter-
principled. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's so I think, and gonna say what I say with love. I I think it's because Jillian was still actively
Trying to leave.
not no well that but Jillian was like
We'll
an
get to that.
active Jillian was a loud, active participant in the game,
Yeah.
and so whenever she was silent or not engaged
Or silenced.
or silenced because she still engaged in other ways, it felt personal. Sometimes it was, but it felt personal
Often it was, honestly.
or
Often it was.
Yeah.
whenever she did not engage with you.
Yeah.
So I think that by contrast, Kevin kind of just doing nothing the whole game and just existing. In again,
Offended nobody.
not trying to be a read, but he did not offend anybody and did not literally affect anybody in a negative way at all.
Yeah.
Not that he was really doing great things for them. He just wasn't. It
He
was
was
not
just like
a
literally like
nomad.
true neutral.
If
about
everyone
it.
else is hurting you, someone leaving you alone is the greatest thing they can do.
Yes,
And they
it
were
was-
all hurting each other. And
I
you would
feel like people kind of neglect the art of like chilling
Yes,
and like
of just being
not
And
true
also,
neutral.
Kevin at this
exactly
point
not doing too much.
realized he was drawing dead in a lot of cases and was at this point trying to build his ideal end game. Where I think he wanted
Yes.
like Raven and Jillian and Cameron or something like that. So he was building those relationships with them as well to like, look, we need each other. So like
Mhm.
Kevin was cultivating bonds, if not for based on their lower standing, but it was still like,
And he
Mhm.
did have like strategic bonds too,
yeah.
like
He did.
legitimate,
He
like
did.
really good
Like not to spoil,
strategic
but
talks.
Kevin's only four jury votes literally came from his four closest allies. He had an alliance with Ramses and Alex, alliance with Kevin and Alex, Cameron and Alex. Dominique loved him and was also in one of those alliances with him. It was like
Mhm.
he just honestly just needed Raven to hate Jillian that much, and Kevin wins the game. But
And
Veronica,
he also and he
and
well,
he
he also
almost
had
did.
those. No, he did, and he also had like some positive moments, like when he took the
Mhm.
punishment,
Yeah,
like when he took the curse and no one else did, when Matt and
Yeah.
Raven didn't.
yeah,
And people, I mean, that literally was the result of why Matt's game totally started spiraling, is because everyone was so pissed at him for not just taking the punishment in good faith. Whereas Kevin was like, I'm just going to take the punishment and have a good time with it. And people appreciated that. So, like, he did
exactly.
things to leave a good impression when he did leave an impression. Whereas, like,
I feel
Jillian, she wasn't on that vibe
I
necessarily.
feel like while that deserves flowers and I did give it flowers, to me it's more a negative about the people who didn't do it than like
Yes.
a glowing recommendation of him. Like, I'm sorry,
Oh, yeah. It
taking a
was,
punishment
yes.
in stride should be like the default.
But
Also,
You
that's
know,
why
I
like
that's why
why
it made
are
him that's why it made him look better, is
Yeah.
because
yeah,
no one else did
If
it.
everyone else looks
yeah, yeah,
worse,
yeah.
you look better by default.
and I
Yeah, for
also
sure. Like
must
he definitely
add,
benefited.
with those strategic bonds though, or those alliances, Kevin was not the one that made them. He was
Yeah,
included
Mm-hmm.
in a number because he had the bonds with those people.
yeah,
But he was
Oh, for
added
sure.
like
Yeah.
as a backup number
yeah.
instead of like a really active participant, except perhaps in the alliance that he had with Alex and Cameron. I think that was the only
I
alliance.
forget how the Alex Ramsey's Kevin alliance formed. That seemed like a mutual, like genuine. It was like both on like, hey, our activity's not the greatest, and we all like each other. Then the Cameron one came in as like, yo, we need each other. Then the
Yeah,
Dominique one came in because Dominique was building alliances with everybody,
yeah.
and it was just like, but like, Kevin got pulled into a lot.
The
Kevin
Dominique
was
one, I feel like I
Kevin was
remember
in
her
a
being
different
like
one.
a backup one, and then
Yeah,
suddenly she got mad at her main people, and suddenly she was like, "This one is my main one. They're the only real ones I've ever
and then
known."
she
Like,
pawned all of them.
I was about
yeah,
to
it's
say,
craziness.
I
It
was say,
was
and
just
then she
like
put all of
such a
them on the
roller
deck.
coaster.
I was like, she did that every week. Come on now.
Yeah, like not for nothing from Kevin, but like in a time where you only need five votes to win, he went in with four locked, and Jillian didn't. So I
Yeah.
think that says
Yeah,
something.
for sure.
He had these people that were rocking with him, and even there was a point where like even Cameron was like, I would be willing to vote for Raven, and even though Raven burned him so bad, Cameron said in Roundtable like if Raven even before Raven got there, he's like if Raven or Veronica make it there, I'd have to vote for one of them probably. And for whatever reason, he did not apply that same thing to Jillian, even though I would say honestly, Raven was worse to him than Jillian
Mhm.
was. So there's
Yeah.
something that was missing with Jillian that he felt Raven had, that he was not
Mhm.
even really willing to consider Jillian
I
over
feel like part
Kevin.
of it was just autonomy. Like Jillian, for a lot of the game, both in her actual practice, but also just in how she was perceived, people just didn't perceive her as having like any or very little autonomy. Whereas like even Raven, who like was just like completely divisive and very disliked by a lot of people, you couldn't say that Raven didn't have autonomy. Like
Yeah,
Raven would do what the fuck she wanted. And like at the end of the day, like sometimes people just respect the fact that like I might not like you, but at least you went out there and played a game and made moves and did what you wanted to
Mhm.
do. Like
yeah,
there's something respectable about
Oh,
that.
1,000%. Yeah.
Whereas like, and that was always going to be, if she made it to the end, that was always going to be Jillian's biggest issue. Especially, I mean, she had 0% chance of winning against Veronica, but like if she had made it to the end with anyone but Veronica or Jason before Jason got out in the final four, like it was going to have to be like proving she had made moves and like had autonomy and did things in this game not attached to anybody else, and that was
yeah,
going to be difficult because it was just like not a lot of material for her to work with per se.
Yeah.
yeah. But
One of the
yeah,
things I kind of want to
oh, go
circle
ahead.
back, it's like slightly circle back to, is a comment you made, Shanks, about like how the round table kind of ended up like not mattering because, then Vanessa came in and everything. And I feel
Veronica.
like
Veronica,
Veronica, shit, I'm so sorry.
Jordan
So
just
sorry.
Jordan just
Here
sat
we
up in
go
bed and like was
again.
like, I hear my name.
Everyone's like,
I
excuse
miss
me.
her so much. No. But just for, I think if anything, it really highlights like how impactful she was. Like to be able to see that kind of
Yes.
before and after
Yeah.
was like such a stark difference. And that I think was really kind of fun to see. Just like
It's
that
fun
one
to-
last
It's
game
fun to
move
watch
of,
people
like,
matter.
Yeah.
I
the
also
jury.
think Veronica was going to evict, or sorry, not evict, but like vote against whoever evicted her,
Yeah.
which
Mhm.
is another thing that like worked in Jillian's favor. That she like, well, I mean, let's get into the results really quickly. So we
Yeah.
have our classic escape room.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you
always.
so much, Jack.
So good.
Our lifesaver as always.
And Veronica destroyed this 22 minutes versus Kevin's 1 hour and Jillian's unfortunate DNF. Veronica slides into part 3, so everyone's like, oh, well, no, okay, no one viewed it as a lock because we've seen part 3 chokes before.
Part
But everyone,
part 3 is
everyone
kind of a
was like,
toss-up.
she's just got to do this one thing and she'll make it.
And I know she felt that because she started freaking the fuck
Yeah.
out before
And
part 3.
I have things to say about that when we get there.
Yeah, we'll get
Mhm.
there. But
Part
yeah, so she
2,
wins part 1,
our
and then it's
class-
like, okay,
yeah.
and
Go ahead.
Jillian also is like locked in on taking Veronica too. Like if Jillian got to final 3 or part 3 with Veronica, that meant Veronica was also going to win the game.
Yeah.
So part 2 was still consequential because it was like, is it going to be an actual battle between Veronica and Kevin for their
Yeah.
spot in the end, or is it going to be Veronica just cakewalking to the end essentially?
Yeah. I mean, well, Jillian wanted to leave. I think if Jillian has in the moment, I think it was a 99% chance she takes Veronica. Like, I think that one voice in her head
There's
was like,
always a percentage. Yeah.
what if I just take her out? But she would.
No, there was always a percentage, but it felt pretty confident that at the very least, I knew if Evan went to the end to part 3 with Veronica, it was going to be like a gunfight. Like whoever wins goes to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas with Jillian, it wasn't really as much like that with Veronica.
And then in part 2, which thank you, Sydney, for making this during your hell week at school as well.
And thank you, Graham, for helping me.
And Graham for doing this while running a Zingland run at the same time.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Me and Graham were in hell that night. We were in the
You guys are genuine like superstars. Like
Oh,
thank
that
you
was
so much.
that was the pits of hell. That was, Sydney and I were both studying for finals, and then I was fucking running Veronica through Zingland.
And I'm making this like schizophrenic ass web where I'm like writing on papers, and I have Canva up, and I'm like screen sharing to Graham. I'm like, Graham, does this work?
And my
we
computer
only found
crashed.
one
Okay.
error that was really easy to resolve. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
it
God.
was-
Because I the next day I turned my Discord notifications off that night. I was like, guys, I'm out. I have finals this week. But the next day I was like, Shanks, you need to tell me if the web ended up working or not, because if it didn't, I might need to institutionalize myself. He's like, no, it worked. It worked. I was like, okay, great. Okay, I'm logging back off.
And we were
yeah, I was
literally
like, there was one thing, but I fixed it.
Shanks would have lied to her because he does not want like a suicide
I
on his
did. I
hands.
was like,
you know?
look, it works. There was one thing, but I already fixed it, and I triple checked it myself. So you're all good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we were.
Well, and not to get too much into like the reasons why, but like I've always felt like it's much better for one of us to make the web, because Shanks is kind of best positioned to test it, because I
Yeah.
feel most confident if it's broken, Shanks is best made to find what's broken in it. So that means someone else has to make it, but making webs sucks, and it's not easy, and it's not that fun. But I've now done it enough that it's like I have
Especially
some
when you
experience.
do it
But
like me and pick the people in places.
Yeah, and I did a lot in pixels. So Sydney and I were just like
yeah,
banging the last 2 brain cells we had together over voice chat while I was simultaneously hosting Veronica and Zingland, who by the
every 5 seconds is like sending a GIF and a joke.
oh my God.
Girl, can you please just finish a fucking school?
I think I literally just said, "Can we please finish?" I said, "Can we please just keep going? I'm begging, just end it." It was very fun though. Hosting her was very fun, but also
No, it was.
also,
I
it
was
was like 2 in the
torture.
morning, and I had to be up for work in like 4 hours.
Oh God.
Also, to their credit, Jillian and Kevin both got a perfect score. Jillian did have to like start over, but Kevin
Yeah.
got it in 36 minutes,
Mhm.
Jillian in an hour and a half. But I think if
Mhm.
Jillian didn't start over, it would have been a lot closer. So
I think so too. They both, and I respect them both for completing the web and not DNFing, because as someone who DNFs, like, respect.
And we didn't have any DNFs for Zingland this
no,
season, did we?
No, that
Yeah,
they
look at
we
that.
felt
We
for
almost
them.
did, but
We felt for them, but they all made it through.
Thank God.
And I have a lot of respect for that. Like, I
Yeah.
really do. There were definitely some people who were like, I'm definitely not winning, but I don't want a DNF. And, I
And they're
appreciate
better
that
than me
energy.
because I would have been on like roll 100 and been like, I'm out. I'm going to
Yeah.
bed.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, another thing that we're going into part three, I was trying to get all the Jersey answers. Matt was like traveling or some shit, so he did not put in the answer for part three in time. I was like, bro, you better fucking vote, because I don't want to give the spectators. So there was also a genuine like looming thing of like, yo, specs might also get a jury vote, and that will fuck things up
Yeah.
in so many ways. Because I think that would have also tipped the scale for Jillian. It was just insane. But yeah, part three happens. Veronica takes the lead. Then Kevin takes.
Well,
Then
we
there's a
have to talk
tie.
about the before though.
What else is there before?
Veronica freaking out and Jillian being like, you better win. Did
I
you
was
not
gonna
remember that?
I was gonna get to
Okay,
that
okay.
after
Why?
because of the whole controversy
Oh yeah.
that's
Oh, okay,
going on.
okay,
All
okay. Go
right.
ahead, go ahead, go
So
ahead.
yeah, so we have part three. You love it, you hate it, whatever. Veronica takes the lead with 1-0. Then Kevin ties it up, which is funny because I put a typo in one of the questions, and I guess no one noticed it. But yeah,
It was fine. It didn't change the substance of the question or
Illiteracy
it
anything.
really
didn't.
coming in handy right now. I
Yeah,
think
Then
dude.
skimming is
yeah, then they
a
both
very common
kept it
practice.
tied. Then Kevin took the lead 3-2. Then Kevin took the lead 4-2. And
Kevin just takes off with it. He
he had
just
a
absolutely
Yeah.
takes
yeah.
off with it.
Veronica needed to get everything right at this point, and she did not. And Kevin took the win and was the final choice of the season. And at this point, hearts were broken worldwide in the Rewind server.
It
It
was,
was like
Yeah.
yeah.
a legitimate support group in the spec
I
lounge.
was
Like,
getting
Generational.
DMs
all
about it.
respect to the final two, but like
Spec
it
Lounge was
was
popping. I had to log off for like 3 hours after I
it was
did the
bad.
live setup because it was
Yeah.
pissing me the fuck
Generational
off.
trauma occurred. Like it was
Yeah.
like
Because
It was
It was the equivalent of me
morning.
and Shanks when Nicole lost
yeah,
final tribal. Like,
because when
not
I
final
took
tribal.
when I took over, I was like, well, even during 15, the biggest thing I was scared of was part of them. You can win all the competitions you want and then lose this crapshoot. And the
Yeah.
one saving grace that I held in mind was like,
not a crapshoot.
Graham, shut up, Graham. Graham said that it's not a crapshoot. There's always, you can like, there's like a little hack you can find. That I was like trying to use Graham's little hack. And every time I used Graham's hack, I got it wrong. So I went back to my own gut and I won off of my gut. So I was like, okay, this is fucking bullshit. This like I can't do this. So yes, but as a player, I'm always scared of part three. When I first took over, I guess I was coming in from a place of bias at the time, but when I took over, I was like, should we change part three to the real show? And it was like universally downvoted with the one agreement of being like, let's look back to when they changed it in the real show and then think about it then, which ironically enough happened to be 19 going into 20. Because, funny enough, Steve beating Vanessa in real life is not what tipped the scale for production. It was Josh beating Paul in that competition that tipped production scales to changing the competition, which is really funny to me.
And can I just say, like, and again, like, I think I have this general opinion, and I think I'm maybe in the minority on the hosting cast. I'm fine with that, but it's like I don't think there should be. I think that part of these kinds of games is luck. Like,
Yep.
it's like
Oh,
none
yeah.
of these games
Yeah.
are won purely on. Like, think of Cameron. Like, think of his like the Cameron
that man
curse.
lucked the fuck out.
Yeah, but then how it switched out, and like he literally would have gone home if not for being lucky that Cody decided he was done with the game that week. You know what I mean? Like, there's lots of ways in which people benefit and also totally lose out because of pure luck. And I get that in part three, there's that idea of like there's a certain time in the game where competition shouldn't be crapshooty, and that's what I think where we differ. Is sometimes I'm like, I agree, maybe not a lot, but like I think it's okay to have crapshoots every once in a while because that's also just a game. Like the game is luck. And also I think you can argue too on what is really a crapshoot and what's not. But I still think like I would still have kept part three. Like, because just because you get a result you don't like doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that like the luck didn't work out that week. But like there's other times where part three did turn out the right way and everyone's happy, even though that just means the luck swung the other way. That's my opinion about it. But I'm totally fine that we're gonna change it. Like I get it. But I'm just saying, like,
I think the
that
headache of it all is, for not to degrade anyone who did, but like the Jason to Natalie to Kevin in a row of all winning it and taking out the quote unquote front runners of Jackie and then Corey, even though that one was a toss up, and then Veronica freaking like really soured some people on it, especially
And I
like
get
those
it.
people who are there in the spec lounge being sour about it
No,
themselves.
and I think they're valid. Like I totally get it. But it
Yeah,
just think I think also it's like there have been times in Big Brother and BBR where luck has swung the other way in part three and the right person ended up at the end. So
yeah.
it's just like it was just a bad string of luck. But at the end of the day, I wanted Veronica. I was a Veronica's virgin from day fucking one. I was heartbroken when she lost. So it's like I also feel it. I felt the pain as well.
Yeah, I also just think it's a social strategic game, and having a final three competition not embody any sort of social aspect of the
It feel
game
yeah.
is something that I don't really love.
I think that like it seems like it embodies the social aspect on the surface, but like because I used to be someone who was like the biggest advocate of part three is not a crapshoot to the point like where I made Shanks change his strategy in like in
Yeah.
Endgame because I was so fucking confident about my ability to just like dominate that. Because I'm like, oh, I'm social, I'm fine, and like it's historically actually had been fine, but like that really that fucking humbled me, like
But I would
spoil.
also argue, or but I would say in this particular circumstance, like I bet you, I would put money on the table that if Veronica hadn't been so anxious and have
Hmm.
gotten out of her head,
Hmm.
Mhm.
I think she could have won it. And I think Evan felt the exact opposite. He's like, I have nothing to lose
Yep.
because
Yeah.
like I my back's against the wall. So he felt like a confidence and a calm. Whereas
In like a
Veronica's over
fuck it
there,
way.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Veronica's over there like she's worked this entire game to be in this point. She wants to win so bad, and she knows all she has to do is make it to final two, and she pretty much has it on lock. And she got in her own head so bad. So I don't
Yeah,
even know if it's really the competition, if more just like being in that position
I
makes
agree.
sometimes the best players fumble the bag at the end of the
It
day,
is
just
it
like
is
for any other
the
competition.
it
I
is the
mean,
pressure of being a front runner,
Yeah.
sitting
yeah.
in the final three, sitting in part three of the final three, and
Knowing your
knowing
life
that
is on the line.
Yeah.
you have to win or you will go home.
I
Like
know I
that is what makes part three difficult more than
Yeah.
anything else. That is what, as someone who's done part three from that position,
yeah.
that is what makes part three the most difficult thing of anything else.
I know I wasn't a front runner going into it, but I feel like besides that aspect, I was similar to Veronica of like I need to win this or I'm going home. And
Hmm.
it's like I know winning it isn't a guaranteed win, but losing it is a guaranteed loss. So I had that in
Yes,
Mhm.
my head,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was like feeling the same. Like I remember I was running around all day trying to like distract myself, and like I went to a fucking GameStop and I saw this stupid ass Luxray toy that's sitting above my bed right now, and I was like,
Aw.
oh. This is good luck. So I grabbed it. I took it home with me. And the entire challenge,
Wait, that's so sweet. I
I
didn't
had it
know that.
resting
This
on my
lore drop
hand,
right now. I'm
and
obsessed.
I was like, don't let me. And my hand was like, and I was, don't let me down. Let me down. I was definitely in my head to the point, like I said,
Yeah.
I was trying to run ground. I'm like, what sounds fake? What sounds fake? And then I would pick it. It'd be wrong. I'm like, hey, fuck this. Going back to my gut. And like, I was in my head about it as well, a little too much. And obviously, I came
Well,
out on
it's
top.
more than
But
just
it's
what
like,
sounds fake, but
well, I
anyway.
was reading you and Cold's whole thing. I was reading Pixel. I was reading 13. I was reading everything. I'm like, hey, I'm like, what
Because you
even
could
is
Same.
say
this?
Cole is another person that pretty much has part three like on lock.
Yeah.
Like I
Yep.
think he's won
And
part
even still,
three.
in 14, he won it in a controversial fashion that ruined our lives for a few hours. But like,
Yeah,
Well,
but like
yeah.
but the other two times, no
yeah,
controversy, just won it.
yeah. So I was just sitting here. I'm like, okay, they're like, look for what sounds hosty. What would this person not? And I was trying to do that, and then I'd be like, it was just not
See, and that's
working. So
thinking too hard, right? It's like, I don't know. I
like
just
you said don't you said look for what's fake, not for what's real, and that's what I then I was like, okay, I need to stop doing that. I think like what would these people say? Just forget about fake and real. What do I think Hazel would say? What do I think Jake would say? And so on and so forth. And that's eventually what got me around. But in the moment, I was just like, ugh.
well,
And
what's fake and what's real is an oversimplification, and if I told that to you, then my apologies. I steered you the wrong way.
go
Um,
ahead, explain it now.
because that's yeah. There's a couple different things, but no, I just like yeah. I don't know. I was in a similar boat with part three where I was the front runner, and it was like if I winning is not a guaranteed win, but losing is a guaranteed loss. but I was just like, kind of literally like, fuck. I was like, this is my second go around. I almost quit at like final 11. I was running on like, I don't know, 3 hours of sleep or something. Because for some godforsaken reason, we did all of ours in basically like one, like we did the full locked and loaded where I stayed up basically all night, and then we highlight Shinx's luxury toy, and
Cute.
then they finished part two almost immediately, and so it was like, hey, do you want to just go ahead and do part three? And I was like, I'm on 3 hours of sleep.
So sure, that sounds like a great idea because I have no judgment skills right now.
I was like, fucking whatever. Yeah, but because of that, I was just literally so like,
And that
whatever.
was the first one I hosted too, so I was also shitting my pants because I was like, "Oh God, I'm hosting this one." Ah.
No, but yeah, I don't know. I understand people not enjoying the string of having front runners go out like that, just because it feels quite unceremonious in some ways.
Yeah,
Um, I think we still need to have some sort of, and this is a conversation we'll have as a hosting team behind the closed
yeah.
doors and stuff, but I just still think we should have some sort of social aspect of it because that's kind of like the whole point of the game.
I don't
Oh,
hate
To
definitely.
whatever is
new
actually
the new
happening in the
the new
show,
version is
you
like a
know?
two shoots and a lie, but like stats based. So I'm
Mm,
like, I'm sure there's some intermediate we have to look for. I'm sure we can find it.
Hmm.
Or we
yeah,
keep the two shoots and a lie, or we make it a little bit more social than stats or something like that.
yeah,
But we can figure it out when we cross
yeah.
that
We'll
bridge.
figure it out. But I just, yeah, I don't believe it's a crapshoot. I will argue with anybody until the cows come home, that it is not a crapshoot. Uh,
But yeah, I think
but
I
our
I don't think it's entirely a crapshoot. I think it was simply more crapshooty than I had given it credit for.
yeah, we have this like it's not even unspoken, but it is like a rule in our like hosting team of like veto competitions must be skill, or if it's gonna be a
yeah,
crapshoot, it has to be vaguely crapshooty. It has to be early, and
early.
Mhm.
like late game HOH is gonna be crapshoot until like final like eight. Final eight onwards, HOH has to be like primarily skill and not
Yeah.
even social because final eight is when people start getting jumped. Like if we had like we saw like Ring of Fire, I was getting jumped in that one. If Hazel was in that, we would have jumped Hazel in 50 like so on and so forth. So it's like
Yep.
You
Yep.
jumped Jack in six.
Yeah.
I jumped Jack. What?
But
there,
but
there was a
again, but
there was an
again,
HOH that you needed to win that was like go find items in
Oh
your
yeah,
house.
yeah.
And
That
you jumped, and it's like this is what it's like. I get it, and like we come from very different perspectives because I'm someone who doesn't really can't win comps. So like to me, it's like I've always felt like I feel like you can have more crapshoot comps. I don't think we should have a lot, but I feel like why not have more? Because
yeah,
again, I think luck is part of the game, and also I think crapshooty comps actually give people who aren't good at comps a better shot at winning comps. So
yeah.
in that sense, it can sometimes actually open up the ability for people to win who can't usually win.
I
Um,
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why I like the notes based comps because it like rewards people who actually care and
Yeah,
are
we
a little
didn't do a
bit
lot of
try
note based
hardy, but
ones
not
this
like
season.
necessarily people who are like good reaction time, good memory,
yes,
good
Yeah.
like
because
physical
there
thing.
are certain skill comps like that people would consider a skill comp that like honestly in themselves are kind of crapshooty. Like
Mm,
a
Yeah.
maze comp. Like if you're
yep.
really good at mazes, that's going to be a skill comp for you. But if you've never done a maze before, that's going to be a crapshoot for you because it's something you've never done. And it's like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's what I mean. It's like what even is a crapshoot? Like, and I think that the kind of social comps I like that tend to get called crapshoots
Same.
are are kind of that way because I get that they're a little bit they're just more subjective. They're not based on like objective like go to point A to point B in this time. And I do understand that. But I also think like crapshoot or social comps are in more they tend to be the most interesting. They tend to reveal a lot about the house. And I also think, like I said, like they give people who aren't very good at comps in general the chance to actually win something. So I think there's value in them. And I think that we should have more of them, not like a ton more, but I'm always advocating for them. But I also come from a completely different perspective than like someone like Shinx or Alex or even Graham. Like all of you guys are very good at winning comps, and it's like a little bit
Oh
different.
girl,
But
I am not. I
No,
am
I
not
think
Jinx.
I
no.
just
you're better than me. You're better than
Do
me.
not
it's
put me and Alex on that.
it's just
Yeah.
I won't be that best.
because I played once. I was in an org where the final HOH was a stats one, but it was like answer first, not answer correctly. So, but I was so nervous. I got everything right, but I was slower every round. I was like, "This is fucking stupid." I know the answer. I'm being penalized for being 2 seconds slower in the final HOH. This again,
That
that
would
pissed
piss
me
me off.
off.
I would not like that.
And I got
Yeah.
evicted in third after I only being nominated once all
That
season.
feels ableist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That feels ableist for people with processing disorders. Okay.
Like maybe we should think of crapshoots more as like something that's like
Or like
it penalizes you for something you shouldn't be penalized for.
yeah, like the
something
one
like that.
the one that I was upset at Jack with for was a scavenger hunt where it was like I got everything on the list except one thing that because it was also like for me it was like still like early COVID. It was like 2021, so like COVID was still like kind of a thing. So I couldn't like go outside and like
And it's like
buy anything.
everybody was on the same playing field, though.
I know that, but
Like,
then I was just annoyed because I was, and to me, I was like, I'm going to lose because I don't have a pet or a specific fruit in my house. that
Actually,
I
because
can't
of that,
kill.
I heard a really valid argument from someone during COVID that scavenger hunts were classist because
Well,
they benefited people who have a shit
yeah.
ton of stuff in their house.
Well, we also said they were kind of ableist because, like, what if you can't walk very
Yeah,
well?
that's
What
the
if
other
you
thing.
can't get around your house?
Luke
Which
There's
that
like
did
some
not
actual
apply.
tea behind that.
Did
Yeah.
not apply to you, Shanks. You
No,
can
but
walk
the
fine.
other thing was that
But
Luke had a bunch of stuff in their house, but Luke just had surgery days before,
yes,
and their
Oh, no.
parents forced them on bed rest, so I couldn't
mean-
rely on Luke to win the comp for me.
you can't rely. You weren't relying on Luke to win
To
shit
win
the whole game.
anything.
So,
Yeah,
like,
let's be
let's start
real.
there. But
That was the one thing they were confident.
we stopped doing it because it was like low key, like, or they stopped doing it because of like it was potentially ableist, which that I agree with. But at the end of the day, like again, like with the comp like that, where it's like, well, what if I don't have this thing? Like putting aside all of that part, well, you don't know what else anybody has. Like everyone's on a playing field if you consider it that way.
Yeah.
Like a comp where it's like no one has an advantage, so therefore no one has an advantage and anyone can win. That can feel unfair because it's like, oh my God. Like there were several comps this season where people were like, I can't believe we have another crapshoot comp, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but just because you're disadvantaged by it, you're advantaged by a lot of other comps, which people are
Yeah.
disadvantaged by.
I think
But
that
just
one,
we don't see it that way.
that one just
But
Friday.
that one
triggered-
specifically had problems.
It was like send a live animal. I'm like, I don't have a pet. I'm fucked. I had to like find a spider and like it was dead, but I submitted. I'm like, this is a living spider that I found. It was fucking dead, but I got it passed through. But I was like, no, like,
Yeah,
well, I have in the post, not really post, but like this lockdown over era, I've done scavenger hunts and orgs, and when I have them, I go to a target before I start, and I just run around the fucking target. But like when I was like limited to my house, I would like grab a bunch of shit, put it in a spot so I could get it quickly. But then I'm like, okay, they said have an literally not even a fruit. They said have an apple, and I was like, I don't have an apple in my house. The one thing I do not have. We have all these fucking fruits. Didn't have an apple. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my God.
I get one, but that's besides the point.
I was
But-
like,
Once
yeah.
I had
And
to do
that's
a
how I feel
scavenger hunt
every
with
time there's a
active
comp that I
COVID.
have.
I was like, I can't go anywhere. I have COVID. Like, what do you want me to do?
But how you felt, Stinks, how you felt when that comp came up is how I feel anytime math is involved in any comp. That's how I feel.
Yep.
I'm like, well, I'm out of it.
Anyone can
I'm
do
out of it.
math.
You know what?
No.
Sometimes equality
No.
can feel like oppression. So,
Exactly.
But
Mhm.
yes, as I was saying, our
And
whole
I-
unspoken rule. Go ahead, Graham.
And I do also want to mention to you because we were talking about this just in that the same vein. Like Shinx was like, I got jumped in Ring of Fire at Final 8. Well, controlling your threat level is also a part of the game.
Yes,
Controlling your threat level so you don't get jumped at Final 8 is a part of the game.
correct. However,
Controlling
I was
your
excluded from the alliance for no reason.
alliances and like your appearances and like how much you're shown to be connected with other people, like all of that's a part of the game. So I do think it's still fair to be having social comps where like
I'm not against social.
are
I'm
that
against
late.
like comps where you can take someone out.
That's the whole point of competition.
I'm kind of not against that, though. Yeah.
I'm just like
Well,
imagine.
But it's because we all come from different perspectives. Like again, for
Well,
someone,
I will say,
for someone
I
that's
don't-
an opportunity.
I don't
Yeah.
like that for a veto. I do agree. I do agree that vetoes shouldn't have the opportunity for someone to be socially jumped.
Yes,
taken
that's true.
out.
Yeah,
is
that
fair.
makes sense.
But I
That's-
do
that's
think for
fair.
HOHs, I think it's valid to have a social based HOH deep enough where someone is jumped and taken out of the running because that is a social strategic game. So sometimes the strategy is the social,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
and
strategy
there-
is I need to get this
Yeah.
person out because they're whatever. Like, yeah, like that is
I mean,
literally
that was. I think it was another thing that this came up in like 16, where like Nicole and Jocasta and Coda were like, "Oh my god, we're getting jumped," blah, 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 and then I'm like, but they came out on top, and it was like that was another thing of where it's like we don't have the numbers in this
Okay,
competition.
well, maybe
it's
you
too
shouldn't have
late.
stayed unnominated until
Yeah,
Final
Well,
fucking
and that's
six.
why I
You
love
won
Infection.
18,000 HOHs then, bitch. Like, what
Oh,
are we?
Infection is
Well,
nothing.
yes,
I
Come
really
on
do
now.
enjoy
yes, I
Infection.
love. In 2 years in a row, the person who won Infection has been like, I hate this stupid fucking cop. Blah, blah. And it's like maybe
It
be in a position where you can get yourself out, or that you're not so well liked by every. Like again, it's like, does it suck for you? Yeah, but it's like that's what Big Brother is. Like Big Brother isn't just like I get to do whatever I want because I'm social. It's also sometimes you get fucked over for being too social
Yep.
and being too
Yep.
spread out, and you have to face the consequences of that. Like that's just part of the game.
I think my
one of
That's
the
called
issue.
getting your game blown up because you didn't manage your social
Yeah.
threat.
I think
period.
That's like
my
literally
issue with
We
what
wouldn't know
it is.
anything about that. I don't know what you
my
mean.
issue with
Yeah.
jumpy comps is that it's if the person can't defend themselves in said jumpy comp. Like in BB14, for example, they had a comp where like, everyone kept picking Frank to go, but Frank still had to compete, and Frank just beat them all one by one. Like he was at a I like Frank at least had a
Okay, he
chance.
won because he beat the shit out of all of
Yes,
them.
but that's what I'm saying. Like France had a chance. Frank had a chance to at least fight back against the jumping.
Hmm.
But like in Ring of Fire, like I don't remember if it had like Blaze's plan. I think was to mate with me.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Was to link
Oh,
up with me and then
Homoerotic
eliminate
tension.
himself and take me out. And I'm like, how do I fight back
okay.
against this at
That's a
Final
strategy.
Six?
That's
I
a
think
And
strategy.
I
Yeah.
think
Like,
I well
it
even
is a
like
valid strategy. I'm just like, it's Final Six. I should be able to save myself
that's
in an
frustrating, but you
HOH.
yeah.
win, baby. Like,
But one, it's also like we accept night moves, which we usually do night moves earlier in the
yeah,
game.
as a
But like
veto,
night moves is a
typically.
POV where you absolutely can get jumped by the. I mean, that's literally what happened
Oh,
in the
1,000%.
actual
Yeah.
in Big Brother itself when they first introduced it. Is they all jumped. What's his fuck ass head? Cappy.
Nailed up Cappy and Maggie.
Because they
Yeah.
and you
Ideal
know
strategy in that comp is actually jumping someone. Like,
Kesar has his slay moment of being like, I didn't eliminate you, I eliminated your partner. Ooh,
Yeah.
gagged him.
And then
But it's like, yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah.
Wow, first
I think
thought,
I
no
talked about
actives.
this in another podcast, but
No
like
inactives.
No, first thought, no actives.
in another org that I played,
Love
they
Cappy.
did night moves as the final four veto, and it was like
what?
2v2. Yeah, the night moves was the final four veto, not HOH.
Wait,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
That's
just
crazy.
remembered a game I played where it was the part 2 of Final
was
HOH.
it
That's
night moves?
crazy.
See, that's
And
crazy.
I
That's
wait,
fucking
I'm pretty
crazy.
sure it was night moves. Yeah, because I beat my ride or die. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like it
So
was crazy.
in
I
this
forgot that
one,
was the
it
thing.
was a
Oh my
duo
God.
versus like two individual people who are like, okay, we have to team up by default. And this one girl, she went first. She put herself on A1, and the two people then were like, okay, and they blocked off her only two moves immediately. So then it was a duo versus my ride. I'm in the jury house. My rider is fighting for her life against a duo in night moves at Final Four veto. I was like, what are you doing? And production for the last season, they moved it earlier. And I was like, thank God. Like that should not be a late game of veto. That should be like night moves. If it's gonna be a HOH Final Four, fine, whatever. Like veto, that should be like no later than like
Yeah.
Final
And I
Seven.
think
Yeah,
in
yeah,
terms of Final Four, Final Three, I don't think you should have any kind of like, we can jump someone because you're so
Yeah.
far late. But I
Yeah.
still believe in
Yeah.
part 3 of HOH because I think it adds that. I guess part of why I love Big Brother over other shows or like other, like why I love it more over Survivor is I like that you, in theory, you can win without ever winning a competition. Like
Yeah.
you can be, if you can do social and strategic game like that. And I feel like I feel like also maybe partly just the nature of having an organ be online, like you're not in person, so you can't do competitions the way you can in a show.
Yeah.
It just feels like more and more, especially the way modern Big Brother is, it's just more and more a competition game than anything. And I feel like I want to hold on to the parts of the old Big Brother that were like still valuing social game equally as to competition game. And I feel like the more we take those things away, the more we're just allowing people to win by only winning competitions. Now, all that to say, Veronica did not get to where she was by only winning competition. She
Yeah.
was
Right.
she was a triple threat through and through. But there are
Mhm.
plenty of people that could not be that and just be a comp beast. And without part 3 almost as a stopgate for those kinds of people.
I do feel like there's also the element though of like I feel like in like Discord orgs especially, like physical is the least respected pillar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you kind
It's
of just
often
like
how
copy
people
these
make it to the end.
yeah, like people make it to the end that way, but then people are like kind of bitter and annoyed by it. Like, oh, fuck you. Okay, all you did was win some comps, big whoop de doo.
Yeah.
And like they really like minimize their other like benefit, like qualifications and benefits and everything. So like I almost feel like comp beasting your way to the end is like a negative
That's why I said
more
like
times
in
than not.
15, comp beasting was my plan B. I did not. I was upset that I
Yeah.
was forced to comp beast because it's like, oh, I'm not gonna get
Yeah.
the respect I need or whatever. So it's like, I don't know.
But your game was so much more than that, you
Yeah.
know? Like you
It's just
really
I did.
had like
I was upset that I
broad
was
social
forced
roots.
to fall to my plan B. That's I didn't want to
Yeah.
use my plan B, but
Who was it in like was it 14? I can't remember if it was Cole or if it was Hazel that distinctively made kind of a worse move on purpose.
it was Cole.
Yeah.
I
It was
think honestly,
always
it was
Cole.
both of them. I think they both
If there
did
was a
it.
distinctively worse move made on purpose, it was Cole.
I
It was
think they
on
both.
accident. It was Hazel.
No, because Hazel won final veto.
Oh, Hazel's mama to me. I
Hazel
love
at one
Yeah.
Hazel.
You
point
love
saved
Hazel.
Cole.
I
She's
want to
so
cast
queen.
her every season if I could. I
Please,
would have
please,
her on
can
I'm
we?
gonna
every
check the
bench
chart, but I
every
feel like
season.
there was a round where Hazel saved Cole and Cole saved her back. I'm just gonna look at the chart really quickly.
Yes, and I think
But
it
I was
was
like,
I think it was mutual because I think because they knew they were comp beasts,
yeah,
they wanted to
That
show
was
that
Cole.
they could survive a round without winning a
yeah.
comp, specifically to counter that in
Yeah.
final
Which
Okay,
is
four.
yeah.
valid and
At
smart,
final
actually.
four, Hazel could have killed Cole, and she took him to final three. At final three, Hazel could have been killed by Cole, and Cole took her to final two. So they
And
both
that's
did it.
Well, but Hazel really wanted to win final three because
And
she wanted to take out
her-
Cole.
yes,
Mhm.
And then but Cole, and it was like I understood, and she was so upset because we had like an issue with because we
yeah,
had to like it was a whole thing.
It was
But
a big
at the end of the day, Cole was always going to take Hazel, so
yeah.
we knew Hazel was going no matter what.
but it
But
was about
Hazel
her
did not
winning
know
and losing.
that.
It was about her
Hazel
winning and
did
Yeah,
losing.
not know that.
Yeah.
And also, Hazel took Cole to final three, so that she would not get evicted because
Yeah,
she
so
was
that
yeah,
either way she would be
instead of
taken.
Ashley would have probably been taken over her. So it was I understand why it was just like and thing is like you have Nucleo 2-time winner dead to rights. Why are you saving him? But she was
yeah.
like, if I bring him, he says he'll take me. I'm going to get the props for cutting him later, and Shane will be forced to cut him and take me. So I should be in final three and
Yeah,
all these
it's
scenarios.
it's that old adage of like, do I want to give myself a better chance of getting to final two and then
Absolutely,
pleading my case, or do I want to be like, well, I
better
have
chance
to win
at
if I get to
winning.
final two,
Yeah,
but I will
Yeah, yeah,
almost
yeah.
always win if I get there. I
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
it's that like old adage of like, is it better to keep getting yourself one round further or try to set yourself up for success even if it's more dangerous in the
and
short
that's
term?
something I grappled with in future. I'm like, okay, I can just run with Pikmin, but then I'm like, if I can't rely on Pikmin to help me, which is part of Pikmin in like the final four, and even this season we saw it of like Veronica and Jason were like, should we work together? We're our
Yeah.
best odds, but they're like, no, I have to take you out so I can win. But then we see fourth place, fifth place, so
Yeah.
fourth place, third place.
Hazel mentioned can't stop saying Mother Challenge. Oh my God, this is the best day of my life.
Genuinely.
But yeah, I think
Not stop
see,
saying Mother Challenge.
there's an example of like comp beasting, but then also having the social strategic ability to be like, but I need to show that I can actually survive rounds without winning comps. That way I
yeah,
have
Mhm.
arguments. Like there are ways that you can play this game that are fun,
I mean Veronica
fun and
survived a bunch
fresh,
without
and
comps, and
not
even Veronica and Jason both survived rounds they should not have survived
they did. Well,
in
and
the
I
end
don't
game
think Veronica and
specifically.
Jason were comp beasts this season either. Like they both did a lot more than just win comps.
Yeah,
So
Veronica was a comp beast by stature and of who was left, and
by
because she
nature of everyone
yeah,
else
and
sucking it
she
up,
could win, which she proved, but she did not. I'm looking at the chart. Veronica did not win a competition from Mark's boot to Raven's boot,
Didn't need to.
and didn't need to. Even when she should have needed to, she didn't need to because her social game
mother,
carried her. And on the
mother,
same
mother,
side for
mother, mother.
Jason
Can't stop
didn't win
saying Mother
anything.
Challenge. Can't stop saying Mother Challenge. Oh my
Jason didn't win a
God.
comp from like Josh's boot until Alex's boot, and we were like, oh my god, Jason fucked up not taking out Veronica, and then it was like Raven and Veronica fucked up not taking out Jason, and then like they literally both went a long stretches without winning comps, and then
This season
socially saved themselves when they
This
should be dead to
season.
rights.
from like final eight, from Dominique's boot onward, it was literally just like
Bad
a
moves.
myriad of who can make the worst decision over and
Yes.
over again. It was like
until there were no more bad decisions to be made.
no, literally until
and still Jillian tried to make a bad decision.
Wait, can we finally
I
talk about
support
this now,
her. I
please?
support her.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, can
Can
we?
we-
Yeah,
we need to talk about it. We need to talk about
we need to get back around to like this season as
That's
opposed
what
to like
I was trying to bring it
hypotheticals.
back. I was trying to bring it back.
Thank you, Shanks. That was
Yeah,
really appreciated.
yeah.
Because we need to talk about this whole thing.
So yeah,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty fucking funny.
Veronica loses part 3 and immediately begins the
But
crash.
again, before that, I just need to emphasize that Jillian, who had always said she was going to bring Veronica, that she wanted Veronica to win, that all this season had to be worth something, and by being worth something, it would be by Veronica winning.
Only by
And she's hyping Veronica up. Her and Veronica are besties. Final 4, final 3. Like literally 20 minutes before part 3 starts, Jillian goes, "Well, you better win final 3." Veronica goes, "What?" Because Veronica's freaking out already. She's like,
Yeah.
"What?" She's like, "What?" She's like, "I thought we were good." She's like, "Oh, we're good." And she's like, "Why did you say that like that? That like you're freaking me out." So that added like another layer of fear and anxiety. And Jillian wasn't even trying to. I don't know why Jillian did that. To be honest
Jillian with
you.
the accidental like psychological
Yeah,
warfare.
I have no
love
idea
it.
why she did that. It was crazy. And that's it. Veronica's been like, "Is Jillian not going to take me? Is Jillian not, or will Jillian not have taken me? Or Jillian not going to vote for me? Like, what's Jillian talking about?" So that just added, and also just like the whole idea of like, yeah, you need to win or you're going to go home. Veronica was like, "What? Oh, I know." Like, it was just like,
that would really suck for you. God.
that was not, it was not appeasing or alleviating any of Veronica's massive anxiety going into part 3.
Yeah.
Which I think just mind fucked her even more. So then she loses, and now Shanks, please go.
So yeah, I think there's 2 things to note here. Number 1, it's Veronica's crash out. At this point, Jillian had like
It's
almost
legendary. It's a
Jillian
legendary crash
had
out.
already tried to like get evicted over Jason last episode.
Yep.
So then going to this, like, is she gonna like die for Veronica? And she was like, "Hey Kevin, do what you got to do. Hope you make the right choice." And then Veronica is like, "Kevin, just let me win, please. You don't like you don't." She literally said, "You don't. You guys fucking suck. Just let me have this." And he's going to Jillian like, "Yo, can you just walk, please?" And I don't know if she had intended, but Jillian did ask me, "Am I allowed to walk?" And I was like, "No. That would not be fair to Kevin, who earned this right to make whatever decision he wants to make, whether that is to cut you or keep you." Kevin is making that choice because I saw an org where I keep bringing back other orgs, but like it's things that I see almost trickle down. I saw an org where someone won the final HOH, was ready to cut the front runner, and then someone else was like, "I don't want to do final 2. I'm going to lose badly. Can you just cut me, please? Can you please cut me, please?" And it was like, "If you don't cut me, I'm going to quit anyways." And it was like, production, I don't know if they were going to let him quit or not, but like they gaslit him into letting him, like, mercy killing him basically, and he lost 5-4. And the person who he got the mercy kill for didn't even vote for him to win. So it's like, and he lost 5. So I'm like, no.
That's fucked up.
If you're going to leave, you have to leave the fucking server, or I'm not letting you walk. And even still, you leave the server, and the person wasn't going to evict you, great, you win by default. Because I'm not, like, letting Jillian leave would not have been fair to Kevin in any way, and it would have go.
Yeah.
I'm like, if Jillian walks, Kevin is evicting whoever he evicts, and if he's the only one in final 2, he's winning by default. I don't give a shit.
Like, we wanted Veronica to win, but not like this.
Yeah.
Not like
Yeah.
this.
Well, some of us wanted Veronica to win. Like,
In my
no,
Yeah, fucking Graham was like, "We should let her walk," and I was like, "No."
there was a part that
Me and Graham like picking Shanks, being like, "Please talk us down from this. We know it's insane.
They were like,
Please
"Should we let her
give
walk?"
us
And I was like,
a
"I'm
reasonable
not budging
reading."
on this. She's
as
not
a
walking.
spectator and a Veronica's virgin, I was like, in my head, I'm like, let her walk. Let her
Yeah,
walk. But as a host, I was like, no, we can't let her walk.
I was in the host chat doing the Palpatine meme, like the like
I'm
doing it in
saying
the
as a
background.
PSA right now for our last 3 seasons, if you try to walk at final 3, the person who won HOH is getting a decision. So if like they're still gonna get, you're gonna let them win by default. I'm saying that right now. You quit at final 3, you're giving the win away. So
Yeah.
it's not the person you want to save. Telling that right
I was just being chaotic. I also thought I'd been good TV. It was good. TV.
I would have literally, yes, it would have been great, but I'm also like, could you imagine how fucked that is for Kevin?
I guess, like, in hindsight, part of it was too, like, we were all pretty sure that if Kevin
At this
did
point,
win
Kevin was also
part 3,
winning.
and yeah, exactly. Like, we knew Kevin was gonna win, or we felt that Kevin was gonna win by being able to evict Veronica and go to final 2. So it
Yeah.
felt like we would be robbing him of the win.
Yes.
In hindsight, it's like, maybe we should have just let her win.
No, because even still, Veronica and Jason's unfounded hate of Kevin for cutting them when it was the smart choice is not fair to even. What, you wanted to take you and lose? Like what? Like they have no real
I mean,
reason.
I'm just saying,
Yes.
Kevin
Yes.
lost
Mad at Kevin.
anyways.
He
Kevin
made the
lost
objective correct
anyways.
choice.
Like,
in both
Unfounded is not. I would not say unfounded. If someone evicted me, I would not be happy about it. Like
I have to
unfounded
say,
is
like,
not
I
correct, but I do what unlogical. I'll
They
say
had
that. Unlogical. is
Kevin
much
was basically damned if he takes them, he loses for taking them. He evicts them, he loses because they're mad at him for evicting them. So it's like, what could
well,
Kevin
I
have done?
think part of that comes down to the fact that Kevin just hadn't built up enough good grace and goodwill with people to be able to have the conversations he needed to have to evict them. I don't think when he did evict them, he did anything wrong. He went about it the best he could, but it's like there are scenarios where you can evict someone who you're not even close with, but if you've built up enough good grace and social capital and whatever the fuck, then you can do it to the best
I
of your
feel like
ability.
he had enough with Him and Jason were
I'm
never
coming
enemies.
to the realization that Kevin and Nicole have more in common than I'm willing to admit in their
Yes.
gameplays.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Kevin and Jason had a fairly decent bond. They were never really ops or anything. So I'm like, why is Jason so
They
mad
weren't
at Kevin?
they weren't ops, but they weren't friends. Like they
Like
weren't
I
friends.
understand that he was closer to Veronica and I wish that Jason framed it as I'm closer to Jillian and Veronica. I'm never going for Kevin, but he was like, Kevin took me out, and that was stupid. And I'm like, if that's the reason for not voting for Kevin, I can't agree with that.
Well, and at the end of the day, like
you're thinking too much about this. You're thinking too much about this.
Well, at the end of the day, like I have always felt as a player, like just me and how I approach the game, like I want whoever, if I make it to jury, I want to vote for the person that I think deserves to win. And I don't want to let my feelings get in the way of that unless it's like they hate crimed me or something, which has never happened. So like, then that's one thing. But but part of the game is that people are allowed to be bitter jurors and they are allowed to vote bitter. And that's just part of what it is. Like you can't control your jury once they're in the jury, they're going to do what they're going to do.
This is not a jury in the court of law. They do not need to be unbiased. It is not a legal situation.
And they're not going to be unbiased.
They are free to be as biased and crazy.
And actually, that is why goodbye messages are so fucking important.
Yeah.
Because that is like the only like scenario where you can actually explain your game in detail without it backfiring upon you and like them trying to like hold what you're saying against you or whatever. You can be like, I'm gonna lay all my shit bare, and then like you understand why I did this.
I think even in the roundtable, when Jason did show up, he tried to like frame Kevin cutting him as a bad thing, and they were like, no, Kevin should have evicted you. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. And that's also part of it. Is like if you're gonna go in and be bitter and totally illogical, there are going to be other jury members who are going to be like, no, that literally happened.
What the fuck is your problem?
So that's what
that happened in my season of Pixel. Like people were just saying whatever, and we were all like, no, that's stupid. Like that's not true.
It's just like
on that season.
I'm just like I'm not saying Kevin should have won, but I'm like if Veronica and Jason. I'm like, I wish Veronica and Jason were like, we're close with Jillian, not you evicted me. That was dumb. I hate you. I'm just like,
Jillian deserves more flowers than she got as far as like her social game. There were multiple points where I went like, I think Jillian's actually like a dark horse in this competition. Like she's doing better than I realized.
Like, I'm going to make sure Kevin fucking loses. Jillian, do not tell anyone you asked to leave. Don't bring any of that shit up at all. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna tear Kevin down. Don't you fucking worry. And sure enough, she walks in like Raven.
And she sure did.
She's like, Raven, jump. Raven's like, how high?
But I will say, you absolutely can criticize jurors, and like I agree. Like again, it's not how I would approach being a juror. I think for the love of the game and like not having any prize and all those things, like I personally think it's better to try to vote fairly, to vote for who you really think deserves to win. And I think it's totally fair to criticize people who do the opposite of that. But I will also say, even if Veronica hadn't been totally bitter at Kevin, like let's say there's a world where she's not like, doesn't have a vendetta against him and she kind of goes with Grace, which she did not go with Grace at all. The opposite of going with
and
Grace.
I respect that. As someone who also didn't go with Grace, I respect that.
Whatever the opposite of going with Grace is, that's how she left clawing, kicking, fighting, burning, spitting out that house. But let's say she left with Grace and didn't have like an agenda. Veronica probably always would have leaned Jillian because they had a bond. And at the end of the day, she always had Raven on a leash. Like Raven was always gonna do what Veronica wanted. And Veronica, even though she was extremely bitter and went in with a lot of energy, the only reason Veronica was able to change everyone's minds is because of the game she played and who she was and all the
Yeah.
respect and love they all had for her. Not
Yeah.
not any just bitter juror could have got it, because like you said, like
That's why
Jason
that's why I like was half jokingly saying it was like her last act for like player of the season is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
being
Just
able to just
turning
like
the
fucking
jury.
turn that jury like on a dime.
Yeah,
Like
she did.
so good.
I
It was
mean,
so impressive, honestly, to
like
watch.
Jason was a bitter juror and he had influence and people loved Jason, but even he wasn't really turning the tides. He was not turning the tides for Jillian at all.
It's
It was
'cause
not
he-
until Veronica went in there specifically that it worked.
I think because
Yeah.
Jason went in there framing Kevin's move as bad instead of propping Jillian up, whereas
Mhm.
Veronica went in there like Jillian was so good. But I'm like,
Yes.
if Veronica had left cleanly, does she tell does she hold it in her that Jillian did ask to leave? Does she bring that up? Does she? But because she was so mad at Kevin, she was like, no, Kevin, Jillian, don't say a fucking word. We're taking this to the fucking grave. No one will know about this except
It's
Kevin, and they're not
so-
going to believe him against you and me both.
It's
So it was.
so funny that I
And
just
she also told
we-
Jillian to walk to her base.
I was about to say we didn't give the we didn't touch on this. Veronica went into Jillian's DM
Immediately
walk,
upon losing.
walk. You need to walk, and then she went into Kevin's DMs and was like, "You should just vote to evict Jillian and keep me because you're gonna lose to both of us, and like our season should at least get a good winner."
Yeah.
Like, it was like it was
I was like,
crazy.
Veronica!
It was insane. It was
Can't
like,
even like drag her because I think I did something similar
You
to
did the
Shane's.
same
Like,
thing to me.
yeah, it was like
didn't even
I-
congratulate him. Was just like, so you're gonna lose either way. Would you rather lose to me or to Blaze? So like, what you gonna do? I mean,
yeah, genuinely. It
I was like, well, I'm not gonna go out. Fuck, I'm going out trying at least.
the worst part in this scenario is that Veronica was actually right.
Yeah.
At least in the Shink scenario, Shink's
Yeah.
wrong, but in this scenario, it was, which I think is why Shink sees himself in Kevin. But anyway, I just like,
and why I project a fuck ton on
yeah, you're projecting.
Veronica.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was just like I can't. But even Isabel / Alex in this podcast had some tact about it. Not, I mean,
Veronica had zero tact. No, yeah,
even
Alex,
for
it's
like
hard
the
to even.
emotional manipulation angle. Veronica,
There was
really like,
finesse. There was
punched
finesse
Kevin in the
and some.
face.
There was finesse and some. Even in your emotions, like there was like a
Oh,
level
I was
of
like-
like calculation to what you were doing. Veronica was like, quit. Literally quit. You're a
My
piece of
decision
shit.
was
You're
locked.
horrible at
I
the
was
game.
spiraling for 9 of my 10 minutes. So it was like, oh my god. But I'm like, I'm not changing my mind. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck? I was like, Kevin was like, Veronica, shut the fuck up. Like, you're just making.
no, this was literally.
No, Kevin read people. It's like Kevin had some fucking bang.
You're a piece
No,
of shit.
Kevin-
He really did. Yeah.
Wait,
yeah, for sure.
once Kevin locked in at the end of the game and like realized he had a shot to win, but he had a very narrow path, and he's like, I have to do XYZ in order to get to final two. He did that shit, and he did it very well, and he did it clearly. And like I said before, like
It was
every
like
time he
extremely clean execution.
yes,
Yeah.
and
Mad
every time he
props. It was
evicted
crazy.
someone, I think he said all the right things.
Yeah.
He did all the right things. Like he really, like he probably played the most flawless end game of
Yes.
anyone, honestly.
Yeah.
I just
And like that is a low bar because this cast was so
bad.
like
so bad. This
Like,
cast
there was so
bad from jury on.
It's just like,
But, like,
I don't
no,
think
no,
there's
okay.
nothing else Kevin could have done to win. He made all the correct choices.
yes, exactly,
I
exactly.
think the issue.
Cast was bad.
No,
I feel like
no.
that's like really
Strategically, I mean,
okay.
questionable.
Strategically, yes.
Let me rephrase.
Strategically questionable. Yeah,
What
yeah,
I
yeah.
think,
Entertainment wise, perfect.
Oh,
No,
fucking
no.
agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Jury onwards when no one tried to leave anymore except Jillian, I was like, okay,
This
great.
is one of my favorite seasons to watch from Jury On.
I feel like that really
Yeah.
needs to be like clarified when
Yeah.
we
I
I
say
wish
like
it was
that.
20 days
Like,
shorter. But
Yeah.
like I wish it
But
was
the
just a
length
shorter
also
season,
added to
but
the insanity to these people.
That is
that's-
true.
They were
yeah,
getting
it's
it
not
out of
cabin
here.
fever at all.
it literally was like they were almost locked in an actual Big Brother house. Like they'd been there for so long.
Like, please
they were
get me
and they
out.
all kind of didn't like each other at that point.
I
Like
haven't
so
logged
many
on
of
to my
them
main in
had
3
a
months.
deep
Please,
dislike for
please.
each other. Like it was definitely adding to like, and I think that's also part of it. Like for poor Veronica, like Veronica had really put like her pussy into this game, and like
Veronica
and
was,
like
she started another org. It overlapped with this one, and she was in an org for like 3 or 4 months total because her her first one like overlapped with this one ever so briefly. So even when it ended, she was still playing this. So Veronica was Org 3, and I think she got second place or third place in that one too.
Oh
So
And
Jesus.
she was just really busy, but like she was doing everything she could to
making the
like be
time to
present.
log in to
But
the alt
yeah,
account
and like playing
at the
game,
fuck
like
after
like playing the
hours.
game, like doing all kinds of shit. And it's like, and she was in the house for so long, and she wanted to win so so bad, and she knew it was right in the palm of her hand, and
Yeah.
all she had to do was win one more competition. Like I think that was also partly definitely
That
why she
was,
had
I
like a
think
full
she
on
just
mental
cracked.
breakdown. Like
Like, I think
Yeah.
she literally just cracked.
I had to apologize. I was
And
apologizing. I'm like, hey, look, thank you for coming back. I'm so sorry it ended this way. I
yeah,
think that's another reason why I was upset at part three, not because of the result, but I was like, I feel so bad for Aiden, and I was like mad at myself because I was like, I wanted to get rid of this version of part three the entire time. I was like kicking myself. I'm like, I should have put my foot down and changed it in 16, and now it's finally coming back to bite me. Da, da, da. I think Aiden's negative reaction was like, I
Oh,
was like,
after 16, really? 15
yeah.
has no impact in your
I
thought
I mean
process,
like
really?
I mean,
Hmm.
during the start of 16, I should have changed it at the after, like I should have gone with my gut after 15 and changed it for 16 onwards.
Yeah.
And I
eh,
think I was feeling it
No,
more
I really don't think that
I
you
because of
should be that hard on
I
yourself.
Aiden's
think it's
depression and
right that
everything, and I
we're
felt really bad. I was
potentially.
like, oh my god.
I think it's right that we're looking at changing it for the next season because that's when
This
it
is where
happened
it
in the
happened
real
in real life.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
like
think that
yeah.
makes more
I
sense.
I
that
think the
And
just
it
makes
just
spec.
sense,
feels, it also feels fitting within the context of this org as well.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
which is the whole
I
point.
feel, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I feel like just it's like life imitating art,
The
etc.
spec lounge
You
jump
know?
had
It's
people
like
in
when
the
they
end
made
jumping me. I was like, please stop. I
it's like when
understand.
they made DR's private because it literally is the reason why Danielle didn't win. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
Yeah.
an apocalyptic event happens in an org or in a show where you have to adapt at that point because like there's a flaw. And it's like I still believe all the things I believe about part three, but I also believe like as long as we find a middle ground and it still allows for some kind of social element, like that's fine.
Yeah, and I just go circling back though because we just stopped talking about the house guys. I I do
Oops.
think I do again, like Alex said, I think it's good to bring up that like when I say it was bad from jury onward, I mean the strategic choices that were made.
Yes.
But in terms of like entertainment and
Like
like
This was an
phenomenal.
amazing
This was a
season.
really fun season to
but
watch.
it
It
was
really
so
yeah.
was.
I
fun.
think
Yeah.
But so what I
someone.
think
Go ahead.
is the biggest issue for Kevin here is that while we talked about how the bar was quite low for like playing a really really good end game, he did everything I think in game wise perfectly.
No, he did.
I
Yeah,
think the issue for him came from the beginning and middle parts
Yeah.
of the
Hmm.
game where
Yeah.
he didn't have the right relationships and he wasn't able to ingratiate himself into the house from the very beginning in that major like in the bigger players
Yeah.
from the start. And I think that he was just kind of a little bit AWOL and no one really knew where he was most
yeah,
of the time. And so I think that that is part of what hurt him in the end is that even though he did so well at the end, I think the fact that he just never was able to like literally just was never able to get his footing in the house really.
Well, and like the
People liked him,
reality,
but they were like, well, that's
yeah.
just Kevin. Like he's
Well,
just in the corner
it,
doing
yeah.
Kevin
I feel
stuff.
like he got more of a footing than I would have expected from like the beginning
Yes,
of the game. Like
genuinely.
I was genuinely impressed
I
and
thought he was going to be pre-jury, like
yeah,
actually based on the first cycle or two.
I've been really actually impressed with his game just compared to like what I would have expected.
Yeah,
So
it
yeah, I
seems
think
like
that
with
really
him, it's like
I think that deserves props.
I
yeah,
think he's
100%.
clearly a very good player. He just probably didn't have the time to invest for most of the
And
game, and then
that's
like
honestly
and he's
real.
yeah, and he
Yeah,
saw, and then he kind of locked in when he had to lock in, which is like totally valid, and it got him where he was. But I do think it's like with a game with a lot of really big personalities and a lot of really strong
hmm
players with strong foundations in the house, like because he didn't build that foundation, he was always going to kind of have that. Even though people liked him in jury, he was always going to kind of have that hit thing hanging over him of like, you essentially got carried to a point because you were such
Hmm.
a non-entity. No one
hmm
needed to get rid of you.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you kind of woke up and started playing and you played really well. But
You
it's
took a
like,
valid
you got,
strategy.
No,
It is a valid strategy.
Yeah.
But how much of it was a strategy and how much of it was like him just not being
I
locked
think
in
it
because he
I think
couldn't
it
be?
reads better when you do make that argument, and even if it's bullshit, that like, oh, this was on purpose that I did this up to this point, and then like I knew that at this point, like the Y point, I wanted to activate because of this. Like if you kind of make it seem as if it's strategic as opposed to just like,
Yes.
oh fuck, okay, I actually made it this far. Finally, I'll actually start caring. Then I think it's better received. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I actually do think that he did to a certain point. It's
in some ways
just
he attempted that, but he needed to commit really fully to that, I think, in order
yeah.
to really pull that off. And while he did do a little bit of it, I think, like you said, he really had to double down on that in order to kind of cover some of that early game,
Mhm.
in like or the lack of early game connections.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the most important part of the game to me is the first three cycles. And then like so like I go hard the first three cycles, chill the fuck out for the next eight, and then you jump back in at like final six.
That
Like,
is what I like about Big
you know what
Brother
I
is
mean?
that like if like it is unwell in the first, week or two,
Yeah.
in that like you're dealing like you're talking to like fucking at least 16 people like daily and everything. But like once you do that, like you build a really good solid foundation and then you can kind of coast on that.
Yeah.
And it's better to coast on that so you're not doing too much too like often,
Yep. Yep.
But
Like we
I
talked
think
with
part of
Megan,
it
like
tui
Megan got her way too much at the beginning.
yeah, for sure. And
Early in
that was
last
actually
minute
really hard to
beginning.
watch is like, someone who is like a really big fan of hers is like,
Mhm.
no, baby, like
can't
this
stop
is
saying mother challenge.
yeah, exactly. Like can't stop saying
Literally.
mother challenge, but then
Can't
like
stop saying
also
mother
they're like
challenge.
sometimes people hate mothers, like sometimes
I
there's a
know.
little bit
It's
of
so
like this weird
unfortunate.
Oedipus
The
complex.
Republican Party in
So
2026. Sorry.
exactly.
Literally. No. Well, and I think part of
Literally.
it too
Some
was
people have
like
mommy issues, and that's okay.
going into final two, because
Orgs.
Kevin had Veronica breathing down his neck trying to kill him. He not only did Kevin need to excel in his final two questioning, but Jillian needed to like really falter. Like he
Yeah.
kind of needed Jillian to do a bad job and he needed to do a really good job. And I think he did do a really good job, but I think Jillian also did a really good job.
Jillian
Unfortunately,
And as long
Sid
as-
is just like really phenomenal at Q&A.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
Sid
Yeah,
is
like,
just really good at that.
Looking at
So
the votes, the only person that I think Kevin could have flipped, if not Raven, was Matt. And there was a chance that Matt was not going to get a vote and America was going to vote for Jillian anyway. So it was like Kevin was very much because I guess he could have maybe gotten Megan, but I think it was Matt or Megan because he already had his votes from Cameron, Dominique, Alex, and Ramses. And then Veronica, Raven, and Dare and Jason were always going to be voting for Jillian at this point. So he really needed Jillian. He needed Megan and Matt / America, and he was never going to get America. He needed Matt to log on and participate.
I was just about to say that was going to be the next struggle.
Another thing that really pissed me off was that I was fighting. I just begging these jurors to just ask a single question. Thankfully, they would ask questions, but some of them would come on and then vote and then ask a question. I'm like, what you're just asking a question to fucking appease me. But I'm like, because even the finalists were complaining. It was like no one's saying anything.
Which is so
for so many
sad.
hours, and I felt so bad for them. I was like, oh my god.
Because we had two really good Q&A people in the final
Yeah.
two time.
Yeah,
They were both
genuinely.
doing really well, and then they just weren't getting enough questions when it's like, no, wait, these are people that need to be answering questions instead of past seasons where we've had people like shitting all over the Q&A in horrible ways, like
Minds were
legendary
made
bad
up, but it's like
performances
I
in the
think
final
if
two
the jury
Q&A.
gave-
And six, we literally used the Q&A as a way to bully Yvette. Like we all knew, none of us were voting for Yvette. None of us were voting for Yvette. We literally just used it to
I
bully and
spent
make
my
fun of
time
her.
being like,
I'm
do I
really
give
okay with
Holly
the
a
turf
perfect game?
pylon, so it's okay.
I was like, nah, I can't stomach voting for Yvette. It's not worth ruining.
That was also when Yvette called me and Luke Howie's Temptations.
Which was the
She
theme
was
of
like,
the season.
I had to get rid of Keaton and Rachel because they were Howie's Temptations. Oh, that was awesome. But, yeah. So
It sounds like a really good girl band. Like I love that.
Yes, literally.
Howie's
But like
Temptations.
sometimes final two is just a way for people to get out their grievances. And they do those questions like, name 5 personal facts about me. I'm sorry, I hate those questions. Like,
Bro, that
No.
just
people do,
happened on Survivor.
I've literally boycotted that shit
They
before.
were
Like
on the
I've
name
real
5
Survivor.
personal
Like,
I've
facts about
unionized
me.
with
like
my
name
like
one
finalist
failure member of
partner.
every juror, and she was like, I can't do that. I said, can you try? And I was like, oh, this is an orgasm question, bro.
I'm sorry. Like, I just like. But like I'm like that's dumb.
Or I love the
Um
really bitter ones that are like that are like, who do you think played the best game that should be winning right
yeah,
now?
who do you think should be winning the game right now besides you
Why should
and
I
the other
win and not
finalists?
you?
Yeah, why should I have won this game, you stupid fuck?
I feel
You
like I've
stupid
asked
fucking
that
fuck.
before. I've definitely asked that before. I think
I
I asked
know
it to
your ass has
Howie.
asked that
I think
before.
I asked it to Howie, actually.
Yeah, I bet you did. I bet
I
you did.
know you have asked that before, Shinx. I am positive.
I
So it's
put
like
That you have asked that question
sometimes
before.
final two is just a way for the jurors to bully the final two and like make themselves feel good. But
Yeah.
sometimes final two is actually meaningful. And like, yeah, this was a case where in a lot of ways it was meaningful. But again, in line with the entire season, people were not logging on. People were extremely biased, already had very strong opinions for the most part of what they wanted.
Without
Nothing was
hearing
gonna change
anything
their
from the
minds.
finalists.
Yeah, nothing
Again,
was gonna
people
change
would
their
log on,
minds.
vote, and then ask the question, like, what are you doing? You
Yeah, I
don't
was like,
care?
I
please
think
be
this just like
asking
kind of
stuff.
confirmed like a trend that we've seen over the past couple seasons is that like the Q&A is not as impactful as we think it is.
I think
Like people are like way more like just pre-decided than they like to pretend that they are.
I think the last
Yeah.
impactful Q&As were 15 and 16, and 16 just like sunk Nicole's chances that were already in hell, and
Yeah.
15 just like dragged me up from hell because I started screaming at Blaze. So like those are the last 2 ones that really made a difference. Q&A
Yeah,
wise.
that's real.
I think again, it's all just a part of the same idea of like people are gonna be mad at you if you vote them out. Like most people are gonna be bitter. They're gonna be at least a little bit bitter. So what can you do? You can soften the blow as much as possible. You can send them a great goodbye message, and you can suck up to them and be a good final tour. And those things might not always swing in your favor, but they can. It just depends on who you put in jury, how you put them in jury, and how you present yourself when you play.
And
When you come
again,
up to
What you really should do is sell it as the fact that they were so much of a threat that you had to get rid of them.
exactly.
So really, it's you
Feed
I
their
know
showing
he
a
did.
ego.
He
strategic
said
thing
that
while
to
feeding
Jason
their
and Veronica,
ego.
and they
Yeah.
didn't care. Kevin did say that verbatim to Jason and Veronica. I had to evict you guys. I would have been stupid not to, and they're like, no, actually,
Well, these are also the people that said you should just quit and take me because you're gonna
This is
lose
the
either
this is
way.
the
yeah.
same cast that literally bullied each other and wanted to kill each other over nothing
Hated
the
each other.
entire season. I
It
mean,
was
Yes, this was a mentally unwell cast.
this was
yeah.
a cast full of hate,
Respectfully.
full of
Respectfully.
hate. No, yeah, like, and it was there. Sometimes it was a little bit much, but a lot of times it was just really fucking funny. I mean, at one point, literally the entire house fast tracked Cameron being voted out and made fun of him to his face in the group in house chat. Like,
Yeah.
this is the same cast. This is the same cast that did
It
that.
was so toxic. It was so fucking toxic.
I
Oh
was
my
like, should
god.
I
So it's
do
like,
something? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay.
so it's
Well,
just like,
you didn't have time to do anything because it was already over by the time you
True.
got back.
yeah,
Like,
no, it was
Jesus.
You
like,
literally would be extending it more if we said something
You
than just
said
like
something.
letting
You
them
just needed to let him
do
go in
their
peace.
bullshit.
Let him go
Yeah.
in peace. Like,
Yeah.
let it, but
Yeah.
it's like, I
Let
mean,
them
so
shoot him behind the barn. Like it's okay.
yeah, it was not surprising that this was the way the cast moved in the final two. But I do think had Jillian totally crumbled in her questioning, I
yes.
definitely think that that might have helped. I think Kevin could have won in that scenario. But yeah, like we said, like Sid is a seasoned final two questionnaire veteran, and they knew what the fuck, like it was on lock. Jillian
Do
had
we
that shit on
think
lock.
do we think that if Jillian had admitted that she wanted to quit, that this
Yeah.
jury would have actually cared?
I think
I
so.
think
I
I
think
think
so.
Megan and
I
Matt
do.
would have cared,
I think Megan and Matt would have cared.
and that
I
those
think
were the
because
biggest swings.
a lot of them cared a lot about the game, which
Hmm.
is why I think there were a lot of heated
Yes.
Rivalries?
Rivalries?
rivalries. Why I think there were just so many gay hockey players skating around in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, no, for
Um,
real.
No, I do
Also,
think a
shout
lot
out
of
Raven having a crash out about heated rivalries while this was all going on.
yeah,
Respect.
yeah.
Respect.
Raven and I
Everyone's
sat in that
Fujoshing
room.
out.
They were
Everyone's Fujoshing
commiserating
out.
fucking heated rivalry episode 2 or
No,
something.
no, yeah. But
I
like,
was crashing
yeah.
out about red, white, and royal blue during 15. So like I understand the Fujoshi crash out.
Well,
I really
and
do.
also like this cast, like, again, like, just like Veronica, they've all been in this house for so long. Some of them obviously were in jury longer than others and were in the house playing longer than others, but like they all felt the time. And I think they were like, we can't just have our winner be someone this has to mean something. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
all of this has to mean something. So I think if Jillian had come in and been like, I was going to quit and give everything up for Veronica, I think they would be like, well, I don't want to reward someone
And you know
who,
what? That not to bring 15. That's part of why Blaze lost when he was like, "I was gonna take Alex," and people were like, "Are you stupid? Why would you do that?"
yeah.
So it's a similar thing
I
there.
mean, that was part. It was partly why some people, I think, didn't want to vote or were against Cole in 7 because Cole took me, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Why would Cole take her? He should have taken." And it was good for me because had I
Even
won part 3, I would have taken Cole, and
even
it would
in
have been
much
the
even
exact
in
opposite
14,
reasoning for
people were like,
me.
why'd you take Danielle? What's wrong with you?"
Exactly. So it's like, and people were like, "Why did Hazel save Cole at Final Four?" Like, there's a lot of
Our 3-time winner has won 4-3 twice. That's insane.
That's fucking
yeah,
insane.
What are you doing?
King.
I've watched Cole win every
And
single.
5-4 in Pixel, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've watched him. He is 4 for 4.
Insane.
It's crazy.
it's absolutely
Unhinged.
psychotic. It's
Unhinged.
psychotic. But it's like, yeah, I think I don't we can't, obviously we're all talking in retrospect, so it's you can't know for sure, but I definitely feel like Kevin would have had a much easier time getting Megan or Matt on his side had Jillian admitted to that. It was definitely very smart of Veronica to say that to Jillian on her way out, and for Jillian to take that advice and for them to keep that on lock.
Mhm.
It was the right decision for sure.
Mhm.
And
But
honestly, I think Jillian, I was, again, can't stop saying Mother Challenge. I always liked Jillian the whole season.
Same.
I did not
Honestly,
think she was
same.
gonna win, but I was like, I was feeling her ever since day one. I have
we
a
can
bold
take over
strategy.
the
I was
world
like, I
together.
like that. I like that. I like her energy here.
Plus, you're like
And she,
Sid mind meld. Like you have to lock in.
exactly, like I can't not root for the other for a fellow Sid. So like, I mean, it was I would, and at the end of the day, like, it was hard because Kevin was the one that took the win from Veronica, and I wanted
Mhm.
Veronica to win so badly that for a moment I was like, it was hard to root for Kevin. But once we had like a day and like a breather, and we all came back, like, I was very happy for Kevin, and I was happy to see Jillian win, but also bummed that Kevin didn't win because I think he would have been just as deserving, like, for all the reasons we've talked about. He was a very worthy runner-up. Like,
I
and
mean,
it
Kevin
was
had like an end game masterclass, honestly. Like
exactly, and did
he really
amazing at
had
final
like
two.
a plan and he executed it to perfection. Like the
And it's
only
not
thing
like
that like
Kevin was shit at comps. He was just not
he
as
would
good
have
based on
won
Veronica.
if Veronica wasn't like such a fucking like
Demon.
militant, like
Yes.
running that like jury
Yeah.
like the Navy. You know what I mean? Like there's
Kevin
nothing
was not a
else he
slouch
could
in
have
comps.
done.
He just got out.
It's honestly, it's not,
Yeah.
there's really nothing to ding Kevin for in terms of his end
Yeah,
game at all.
That's what I
It's
mean. Like
just
there's
that
nothing else he could have done.
he was
like,
just up against, I was going to say something that I really shouldn't say. He was up against like Stalin. That's what Veronica was to him. She was like Mussolini essentially to him. Like, she was like fascist dictator in that jury. Like,
all of our
rip these
hands are in
people
our
into
faces
shape.
right now. I just want you to know that. Sydney.
I almost said something worse, but I didn't
Well,
say
Alex
that.
is putting on lotion.
Yeah,
I got lotion. I'm just like that sounds reasonable from
Me and
Sydney.
Dan were like
Okay.
hands covering our face. Alex and moisturizing.
No,
our
not she.
hands.
She was a fascist dictator walking into that jury, like, everyone line up and do what I say. And Raven was like, yes,
And you
sir,
know what?
yes, sir.
I really respect it.
No, it was everything we
Quite
expected from
entertaining.
Veronica. It was just as
Mhm.
Veronica was. And Veronica, and at the end of the day, though, of course, it pains us all to see someone not win that you really want to win. Like, Veronica is a BBR legend. And there was, I'm not going to get into it, but there were some people on host chat, no one in this podcast right now, that didn't want Veronica to come back. And us four, at the very least, were like, Veronica is coming back. Like, Veronica was
Period.
robbed. Veronica
Period.
needs her chance to play this game. Like, Veronica,
Like the
you can
only way
see all the
Veronica doesn't come
potential.
back is if she says no, and he almost drops.
Exactly.
He like they're like. Ever since the twins didn't make it in, I'm like the missing twin is going to be on 19. I don't.
Veronica, like, there was that little.
Some of
sense
us have
like,
gotten in trouble on this podcast for hyping Veronica up too much. Sorry. But
It's not
But it's like-
it's not you were shitting on Vanessa when he could listen to this.
no, it's not. I was not shitting on Vanessa. Both twins are fucking iconic. I was simply saying that the twin we have here was more engaging socially at the time.
Jordan's recoiling in his bed again.
Again, he's
I'm
up in his
sorry,
bed like, I
Jordan.
hear my
You're really
name.
good socially, but
But it's like we knew Veronica, like we all felt really sick in our stomachs when Veronica got robbed of being able to join the house and be
Yeah.
her own
By
player. And
one
there was a
round.
moment where in the very beginning, like essentially that first cycle before Veronica logged on, where people were like, oh, like Veronica's gonna flop. And we were like, no, like trust. She's
Nope.
gonna lock
Yep.
in.
Yeah.
And guess what? Can't stop saying mother challenge. She was mother
True.
every single day. Every single day.
I think my favorite part about the post win, about Jillian's win, like post her winning, was the awards happening afterwards,
Oh yeah, I
and
was about to say, do you want to get into the awards and stuff?
in
Yeah.
all of
yeah, I think
this,
that would be good.
in all of this cast fighting us, being like that wasn't a bad move.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't a bad
Yeah, I'm like,
move.
yes, it was. Don't get me started.
It was so
But
funny.
yes,
And
They
were
were
like,
fighting us till the end. Fighting us till the end.
and then
before
it
the-
was like, and then it got passive aggressive, and I was like, well, okay, whatever.
yeah. Okay, so
It
going
was
into
so funny. It was so
final identities. We've already mentioned Jillian was Strawberry Sid many a time, but our lovely runner-up Kevin was the iconic Cody Giggles, and I want to thank both of them again
Period.
for stepping in
Thank
last minute
you.
Thank you
and
both
giving us
for
a full
playing
cast.
Thank you so
and
much.
saving our
Going all the way to the
lives
final
and
two.
saving the season.
No,
And shout out
literally.
Aiden for coming back and doing back-to-back orgs and playing with us one last time. Thank you so much.
Really
Thank
appreciate
all
it.
17 of you, even the ones who fucking quit, but it's fine. And
We have love in our hearts for all of you.
it was a
I love
5-4
you.
vote. It was Jillian, Kevin, and our winner of Big Brother Rewind 19 is Jillian.
Woo! Hashtag women.
Yes.
Hashtag women.
Love
She-
wins. Love
/tag
wins.
she they. We love that.
So I'll just go
Yep.
through I'll
Hey.
go through the awards and just mention the winners, if that's fine with everybody. So we
Yeah.
have
It
It's
most
looks
true.
like Jillian's bold strategy paid off.
true. Okay, I do have to mention this for the runner-up. So most Rob we started with, and it was Christmas and Veronica, the first boot and the final boot. And with the large change or the large campaign to redo and rewrite part three, after that, it was clear Veronica was going to be marked most Rob this season.
Yeah,
Jason
for
was
sure.
granted best DRs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I fought for Alex to win the Pikmin Award, but Christmas Holiday
Sorry,
Abbott
yeah.
took home best
Sorry.
side character.
Needed.
She was
Christmas-
still being discussed in fucking
Christmas,
late game.
Black
That is
History Month
crazy.
Abbott.
She was the first out. People were still. She was still relevant in Endgame
Not
as
only
the
was she
first
being-
out.
Not only was she being discussed, she was like at her ghost was
Strategic
actively.
center. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
people were actively making
Jason pinging her
decisions based
every
off her
time
spirit.
and
She was like the legitimate like definition of side character.
ghost
this
of Christmas
season
past
is
did
crazy.
not
No,
leave.
it hung over the game strategically, socially. Like she never left their minds.
It was
once.
so funny. It
Christmas
was
Black History
incredible.
Month Abbott is the best side character of Rewinds 19. I can admit. I won't argue any longer.
Yes. I love
Thank
that
you.
for you. Thank you.
Duo of the season. It was a tough race between the Dominion of Dominique and Jason and the unnamed alliance of Raven and Veronica, but
Which is crazy that they never named their alliance, by the way.
I call them the
Those
Mean
freaks.
Girls or something, like the fucking ass gif or some bullshit or whatever. But also those four as the butt sluts because of course
Yeah, yeah.
were the best
that really
moments
is
of the
like
season.
Yeah.
And Raven and
course.
Veronica took it home as the best duo of the season.
Period.
From the
Period.
to the final
Period.
five, they
Period.
carried that shit to the point.
Period,
where Raven
period.
almost vetoed
as much
it.
as I love the Dominion, and I really am like a Dominion.
love the
stan,
Dominion.
I love
Yeah.
the
The
Dominion.
Dominion.
I'm
We
sorry,
love the
but like
Dominion.
y'all started going after each other, whereas like
Raven was going to die for Veronica.
yeah, that was
almost-
like ride or die.
Veronica
That
sunk her
was
on the
name
ride
for
or
cross.
die.
Raven.
On
Like,
the Fujoshi cross, she was gonna
and they
die for
didn't
Veronica.
go up together
Yeah.
until final five. It was Dom and Jason almost went up together like 3 different times and did go up together like once, I believe.
Veronica almost ruined her game to keep Raven in. No one wanted Raven. It's like that.
No,
game
like
of,
legitimately.
like she was poor. She was like ugly. Like everything was down. She had one chance.
Yeah.
And like
she used
not
one
that like I'm
chance.
even like not that I'm even saying it like in a negative way, but like the Dominion was plotting against each other. Like they
Yeah.
were just like making
Undermining
side
each other
like
and shit.
exactly. Yeah. Like I respect it, I get it,
The worst, and
but
even
that's not how
still,
you get
like,
best duo.
Veronica made a worse move for herself to help Raven again with voting out Alex. She was
Yeah,
like,
To
exactly.
save Raven. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
she
exactly.
was like,
And
I would
also,
like Alex to stay, but Raven wants Alex to go, so she has better win on. So I'm gonna vote out Raven, even though it's vote out Alex.
also, Jason and Dom voted for different people. Veronica walked in. Raven was like, I hate Jillian. Fuck Jillian. I'll never vote for Jillian. Veronica walks in, goes, vote for Jillian. She goes, okay.
Yeah.
You said
And
it.
then in our heated rivalry of the season,
So many
and
choices.
the friendship bracelets came in third place because we can't not mention Cameron and the friendship bracelets.
Of course.
We had a tie for the biggest rivalry, which is Cameron versus Raven and Veronica, or Ray Veronica, as we like to call them at the end. And then Dominique and Megan's weird feud that they had all fucking season for no real. The Cold War that ended with both sides.
Yeah,
And then,
Cameron versus Raven and Veronica was just
They beat that nigga's ass. Sorry.
They jumped him.
they
It really did. It was
And
like
they jumped him
uncomfortable
in,
to
and
watch.
they jumped him in jury too.
It was not.
They,
They
yeah.
jumped him in
Again,
jury,
I'm like,
too.
should I say something? And they're like, no, it's gonna be
I was
worse.
like, you're gonna make it worse.
Yeah,
gonna
genuinely,
make
you will
it
make it
worse.
worse. Like you're gonna make it linger. You're just like let them just like beat him. Like he's gonna like black out. He'll wake up. It's fine. It'll move on. Like
like,
let's
they
just
need-
let it go
Cameron's-
on.
They need to get this out of their
He took
system.
that shit with stride, low key.
No, he did.
Yeah,
He did.
He didn't take some things with stride, but in terms of being straight up bullied by Raven and Veronica, he always took that in stride.
That bothered him the least. It was the
Yeah,
gameplay that pissed him off.
Yeah, honestly, Jillian saying, I will not talk to you, do not speak to me anymore, that bothered him more than Raven being like, I hope you die.
Yeah.
I don't
Jesus
like you.
Christ.
Like, it was
Until
like,
they started calling him an incel and shit, then he was like, don't, or they called him a MAGA. It's like, don't do that. Don't call me a MAGA. Which, you know what? Respect.
I get it.
It's okay. I jumped him. I also jumped Cameron during this season.
Oh, God.
We
Yeah.
are-
Fucking
we were
Cameron was
talking about
like,
voting.
the people down south are so stupid. And Graham's like, the south doesn't like Trump. And they were like, yo, he's Canadian. He means America
Okay,
as a whole.
let me. Oh, okay, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I didn't say the South doesn't like
Graham's
Trump.
like the South is not a monolith. Okay,
I was like, bro, he means the south as America. He is Canadian.
And I was like, yeah.
to be fair, that was like horrendous like wording. Like
Yes.
Half of
That
the
was
spec lounge
just,
knew
like-
what he meant, and the other half did not. And I'm like, okay, so this is just really like the people who are aware of Canada at all times understood what he meant.
It almost
Oh,
brought
I'm
back
aware
when-
of Canada
when-
now.
It almost brought back when Ohio Loop was like, I thought this was an international org.
Yeah, like people in Australia can say the word. I'm like, bro, not on Australia. Your name's Ohio Luke.
I thought this was an international
I
org.
thought we were, everyone was allowed to say whatever. It's an international.
I thought I was allowed to say international slurs here.
It was Melbourne.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
Melbourne
What
Lucas
that
the whole
was.
time. We should have known. It was we should have known.
Oh,
But yeah, most iconic / shocking moment was Kevin taking out Veronica. That had everybody quite gagged. And best move was Raven and Veronica getting to Final 7, surviving it without seeing the block at all.
Crazy.
And,
that's wild.
What-
Psychotic.
and then worst move was Jason targeting Cameron and Alex instead of Raven and Veronica, who publicly murdered Dominique right in front of him in their Lions chat. And also every single person missing Temptation comps except for Kevin when they needed to play it. There was another tie. And it was
Matt.
because
bad.
mostly Matt, but literally everyone who was like, man,
No, yeah, all of
What's
them. but
Ramsey's gonna
especially
do?
Matt.
what's Ramsey's gonna do? I don't know. I'm not gonna play that.
Ramsey's being like, wow, you guys all feel really confident. We'll see how that
We'll see
goes.
how that goes, yeah.
That was so fucking iconic.
Matt
I was
going out-
obsessed with
Really good.
that.
Just literally shout out Kevin if he only went to fucking
Shout out Harry, love you.
Yeah,
Like
Love you, Harry.
Really good. We needed more of that energy. As well. That's what we
fully,
need.
fully,
For sure.
And then hero of the season, to no one's surprise, we had Cameron. Bro was fighting for his fucking life. Every second of every step of the way. God was saving Cameron at times. Dominique was saving Cameron at times. It was just, I'm a Cam's Cam till I die. And then villain of the season, speaking of, it was a tie between Dominique and Raven until the last minute where fucking Jackson broke it the wrong way and gave it to Dominique instead of Raven. But that's my
That's what I thought it's. I mean, I won't say
I
much.
think that's
but
how I think that's how
I think
I
that's
voted,
how everyone
actually.
voted except for me.
Yeah.
That's how
That's
I
how
wanted
everyone
it that
on this
way.
podcast voted except for Shanks.
I was just
So-
like, Raven
Yeah.
was mean. Dominique was mean. Raven was evil at times.
Raven was
I
camp. Dominique was scary.
I
Those are
feel
two
like I
different things.
respect like the psychological like villain of it all more than just like
I
I
mean,
don't
Temper
know, like
tantrum
yelling.
on the
Dominique,
Exactly, like
cover.
yelling and
Jamie,
like slurring. I mean,
Jamie
like,
Outwardly
okay,
probably
being
said it
sure.
outwardly
best.
being a demon twink, and then
Yeah.
like there's a difference in like being a villain and being a demon twink on Discord.
I
Like
feel
if
like being a
you
demon
know,
twink is like really kind of easy,
It's like a
and
dime
being
and a
a
dozen.
villain
Like every
is
other
a little
fucking
bit more
gay person on
complicated.
is trying to be a demon twink on Twitter or Discord or whatever. Not everyone can enact a cold war out of nothing and
I
and
mean,
and
Exactly,
keep
I
and keep
almost
it
gave them a
exactly.
going
double
for
crown. Like
5
either one of
cycles.
them winning villain of the season would have been correct. And like Jamie said it best, Dominique was the evil queen, Raven was the Joker, and I'm like, yeah,
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 That is tea. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she just
yeah.
I
wanted to
feel
watch
like
the world burn.
yeah.
Dominique also got mad at two. Say it again with me. Two different people for using the veto on themselves when they were on the block. So I don't.
that was see, this is what I mean by like I can't say that like this season is bad because it was so fucking
It's
So
so
entertaining. Like,
iconic.
Yeah.
what do you mean you're offended that someone used the veto on themselves? Like,
yeah, I pawned
I'm
you. I
obsessed with the delusion. It is
I
so
Not a
fucking
team
pawned
funny to
you.
player.
me.
I
And this is
pawned
someone. This
you,
is
but
coming from someone who's
why?
like delusional herself. Like, I am the queen of delusion. I am projecting upon like Dominique so bad, but like that
No,
is
it's like,
so
yeah,
fucking
no,
unhinged and insane. I
I
love it.
pawned you, but I went and defended you and rallied votes for you. So why would you take yourself off? You don't trust me. You don't trust my power and social influence that I was always going to save you,
Why
even
would
though I
Mark
put you
use
on
the
the
veto
block.
on Matt? Matt was safe, even though I was plotting on Matt to leave 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Like I actually understand most of what she like is saying, but like for example, like Pikmin, I was like, okay, great, you got yourself off the block. That's really cute for you. I love that. Like, all right, fine, I'll nominate someone else. But like, I was never mad at them. You know what I mean? Like
I
that is
was.
just like a level of like insane that I will never understand.
Yeah.
Like
I'm obsessed.
I'm no, I'm genuinely obsessed with it. Like it is just like
and
I
stop saying mother
love it so
challenge.
much.
And
Exactly,
stop
exactly.
saying mother
No,
challenge.
fully. Like I am so on board. And
Yeah.
like as I said, like projecting so much. Like I really do like identify so much with Dominique's game, but
And then
it's just so funny. Oh my
we do
god.
have our
Also
final
being
two.
like, wait, can I say one more thing?
Yeah,
Also
go
being
ahead.
like,
Yeah,
why did
fully.
I win? Why did I win this? I should not have won this HOH that I
Perfect score.
absolutely
Have had multiple
tried,
times that's happened to me.
tried to get
I
a perfect
recognize that
score.
so much.
Tried to get a perfect score and absolutely destroyed it time wise. It was like, why? I shouldn't have won this HOH. Oh,
I
girl. Well, then
forgot to
maybe
throw. Oops. Yeah,
Mark
fully.
too.
Love
Mark, I'll
that.
throw you in there as well.
And then our
Anyway, sorry,
final two
continue.
awards, the biggest ones of the season. Player of the season was almost unanimous until someone threw a random Dom vote in there, but it was clearly Veronica from start to finish. Once she logged on to the final time, she logged off. And then America's favorite
When she
player.
exited without grace.
Yeah.
No, even afterwards.
Even
Even
after.
after she
True,
exited
true.
without grace. Until the
And
final vote
America's
for
favorite
Jillian was
player.
red.
When she voted without grace.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then our top three for AFP was Cameron, Jason, and Veronica. And this was also split by a single vote. And the winner of AFP was the Whistle Nutters. Shout out Jason.
Can we also, no,
Yeah,
and like,
jesters.
it's like it's
Whistle
hard
Nutters.
because had Veronica made it to the end, Jason would have probably won a lot more. But like we
Yeah.
had to give a lot to we had to give a lot to Miss Veronica to like help appease a little
Yeah.
bit of the pain of her leaving. But Jason is very like for how fun Jason was and how awesome Jason was and how much of a presence he was, I feel like he's almost like underrepresented in the awards, but Jason was awesome.
Definitely.
Like
And
I love
Aiden,
him so
if you
much.
got beef with the person who broke the tie to make you lose AFP, it was Jackson. I'm snitching. I would
Actually,
I'm
Aiden,
sorry.
who did,
Aiden,
who
you
did I
got
vote
pots.
for?
You're fine. You're fucking fine. Like,
wait, who did I vote for? Shanks, I can't even
I,
remember.
I don't remember. I'll pull it up. But
It was either Jason or Veronica for sure. I just don't know which one it
probably voted for
was.
Veronica. You were talking like you were a virgin the whole time.
I was a virgin the whole time.
And you were.
I was an adopted whistle nutter. And by the way, I came up with whistle nut.
she did.
No, I
Sydney
didn't come up
did.
with whistle nut. I didn't come up with the terminology, but I came up with calling
You
us
came up with the whistle
whistle
nutters.
nutters.
Yeah, that was an
Yeah.
early feud between the two of us. Was Jester
yeah, so
versus Whistle Nut, and I had
I
to
was a real
concede
Jason
that Whistle
stan.
Nutter was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a real Jason stan.
I feel like both of us
also,
were both virgins and whistle nutters at the same time. Like
yeah.
I feel like it
Well,
was a very
yeah.
like
It was
synchronous
easy to root.
synchronistic thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it felt like there was a good chance one of them could win.
Mhm.
Obviously, in hindsight, it's not what happened, but I would have been extremely happy to see either of them win.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
both
the
great
Jillian
people.
jellyfish were
It was
just,
almost onto that point. It was this season was interesting is because we had like two very strong duos that ended up
Mm-hmm.
working together to form the Butt Sluts,
Mm-hmm.
and but they were almost like mirrors of each other.
Sydney, you voted for Veronica.
Yeah, I thought so.
Where you had like Veronica and Jason kind of mirroring each other and being more the social strategic powerhouse
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
of the duo, and then you had Raven and Dominique mirroring each other of being like the villainous, outwardly like the exposed
Mhm.
member who is more visible in the house and kind of crazy and had a lot
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and won a lot
Kind
of
of like the Shield
competitions.
almost.
Yeah, that a shield
Yeah,
that
definitely.
won extra
Definitely.
competitions. It was actually really interesting to see that mirror. Like you said, it was like Jason
Mhm.
was mirrored by Veronica, and Dominique was mirrored by Raven, and so those two just like kind of overshadowed. Like at the beginning, it was like Dom and Jason were overshadowing Raven and Veronica, and then about halfway through the season, it actually flipped, and then Veronica and Raven were overshadowing Dominique and Jason. Like
And it
it
was
was really
and,
interesting.
and it was all because of that week where Dominique just like took all the power for herself, and Veronica
Yep,
and Raven were
yep.
like, ooh,
Yeah.
I
The
don't
I
like
also feel
that.
like
relationship.
the Dominion was more like the lawful alignment, and then like you have
Yes.
like the
Yes.
chaotic alignment with like
Yes.
Raven
Yes.
and Veronica, and that was just like really fun to kind of just see that dichotomy
And I
play
think
out.
chaotic will always work better in Big Brother Rewinds.
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
Yeah.
not even
Yeah.
Yes.
fucking kidding. Like
And
I'm
it's like, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's always going to come out on top just because of the
Well,
nature of
not
the way
always.
they do.
Sometimes the chaotic alliance flops because they're the salads. Sorry, I had to throw a dig in there.
That's
I'm
fair.
salad. No,
I mean,
yeah. No,
I would say Isabel was also chaotic alignment on
I
that.
feel like pasta when we tried not to kill each other, we were like coherent as a group when we weren't trying to murder each other.
We
Mostly.
were
here's the
coherent as a group, just we knew we couldn't make endgame because
Yeah.
we were
The alliance was never going to be the end game.
no.
But we were like,
Yeah.
for now it
it
works.
is interesting about BBR though. I guess I've never thought about it because it's like every cast is obviously a fresh new cast coming into the game, and a lot of them don't have like previous BBR experience. So it's like you kind of wonder like, are they going to be as crazy as the last cast? And they kind of always are.
Yeah.
Is it just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
is it just because we're friends with crazy people and we cast
I
them?
think it's
Like, what
also
is
the
it?
role playing. Some people get
The
too
alt
into the role
part?
play. Like the beginning scene, people are like, should I be a character? Do you need to pretend to be like Cody? Like, no. But they would just do it and make things so much worse. And it was just like, I mean, sure, why not?
Like, I considered myself a normal person, and then I became insane in BBR6. Like, what
I will
happened?
say, like, I do think that there is an element of like, I don't think you should get too far into the role play where you
Yeah.
can't like talk to people. But I think people who ignore the role play are also just kind of boring as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
BBR is done better when like you kind of like have a wink and a nod to a persona and like have something to just kind of go off of
Yeah.
because it is just like so tropey.
I think it's
You
like
know?
everyone's actively being a character to some extent.
Yeah, and I think it's better when
except for Cameron.
Jesus, yeah.
Cameron doesn't have to play a character because Cameron is his
Is a
own character by nature. Well, and like even if you don't want to role play, like I remember in BBR6 because I knew nothing about orgs or anything going on. I was just myself, but I interacted with who I was playing with because I remember the whole reason the horse fucker thing came up is because her description of what her job title was is horse breeder. So in my DR where they put like you're Rachel plus or whatever horse breeder, I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember that. So I remember going around and telling people like, did y'all know she was a horse breeder? Like, I don't really like that. And that's when it was like, well, I'm trying to call Rachel a horse fucker, which turned into me being the horse fucker because I was playing as Rachel. And then when I was talking to Janelle about her being a horse fucker, that's when Jeevan was like, well, Janelle's MAGA. And I was like, what? And then Janelle like, look at their Instagrams. And that's when we were like,
I
Rachel and
ask you
Janelle are both
every season,
MAGA.
do you want me to stop the horse fucker shit? And you always say no every single
I
time.
can't stop. It's part of the lore now. I mean, like, what would we do
Can't
without
stop the beat.
Rachel Plessner, horse breeder? Like, I mean, it is who she is. That's what she marketed herself as. But it's like I came into that season like as myself. I did not play a character. I was just trying to like have fun.
Versus
But
Yvette, not even lying, but having a pet or talking about her dog.
yeah, exactly. But it's like I interacted with with who I was playing as, and like found things about that were funny, and then that kind of morphed itself into almost like part of the role play aspect. So there are ways to do it that aren't like I'm coming in. Like you don't have to be Jake, who's like playing someone, playing someone,
I was
playing
gonna say,
someone.
Jake is insane. I
Yeah,
do think that like if you're a
yeah.
new player, like potentially thinking about applying for a season, you should try to like figure out what like archetypes you can easily
Well,
play into.
What's your
Like
angle?
I wanted
What's
to
your
play like
angle?
I wanted to play Shelly because she was just like a weird ass mom. So I could just be like I could just be myself, and I know I typically fall into like that weird like mom archetype, and so like it just made it easier to play, you know, like
No, yeah. You have to, it's good to come in with an angle or some kind of something, like something that you want to bring into it. And it doesn't have to be like, I'm going to play conservative MAGA. Like, I mean, yes, there's always one of them. And it's always like, I know, so as people in background are like, this is so bored. This is so old. And like, I do understand what they're saying. And like, it is, I guess, after all this time, maybe a little bit stale, but it's also just like, it's kind of part of the lore of the PBR community, unfortunately. Like, we've just been doing it for so long. And also part of it is that so many BB alum are themselves MAGA. Like that's how it keeps happening.
oh,
Like so
I
many
thought
of
you were
them.
talking about like the BBR
No,
alums, and I'm
no,
like,
No.
what?
no. The actual Big Brother players. Like
Yeah.
again, that's exactly why it came into play in BBR6 was because Janelle is MAGA, Rachel's MAGA.
And
So we
January
were
6th happened during the
and
season.
January 6th literally
Yeah.
happened while we were playing the season. So we were like, Janelle and Rachel are there. Like they are at the Capitol building right now. So it just
That
kind
was
of is
funny.
part of the fabric of, but it's just funny how we happen to get a fresh cast, usually of about 16 new people each season, and they somehow manage to, I guess we just cultivate like a delirium and when we play these, I don't know.
I do
Like, I
feel
don't,
like there's some sort of like queer like processing and like I don't know. No,
mean,
genuinely, like you're talking about like, all right, I'm just gonna like pretend to be this and like almost process my trauma like while pretending to be like my oppressor. I don't know. There's something to it, I think. I'm
I mean, yeah, are
convinced.
we all the bigots we cast the gayest people possible to play them, like big
Genuinely, it
big
really
big
is.
guys,
Like
so on and so forth.
and there's always like 7 gay men who's like, let me play mother, let me play mother. Like they always want to play the cuntiest women. And I'm like, okay, like here we go.
Yeah.
That's why
I
it's
mean,
funny. It's like we always rooting for the female alts to win, which of course. But what's funny is if you look behind the
it's a
glass on
gay
that one,
man.
it's always a gay man. Like
It's a gay man in E-drag, and you know
It's
what?
always-
meanwhile, you have women being like, "Can I just play a man? Because this is honestly easier." Like this is like up in a trend. It is really funny.
Yeah.
but also like I would be like I remember when I played for BB6, I was like, Jack, like what's like the gender ratio? He's like, we honestly can't usually cast a lot of women. We really try. I was like, okay. And then I thought there was a lot more women in the house. And then when all the identities got revealed, I was like, oh my God.
I mean, even in BBR6, I was playing a woman, and like someone who was a man called me sweet. So I'm like, I don't like this. This is how women feel all the time. Oh my God, this is horrible.
Why?
One of the
Like,
women
ugh.
in BBR6 was Danny. Oh God, like times. Not good for female representation in BBR,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
tell you
like,
that.
Oh my God. But I mean, on the
Jesus
topic
Christ.
of like role play and the identities and the delirium and the freshman
Behind
casts and such.
Yeah, behind every great BB Rewind's diva is a
Is a
gay
demon twink.
is a
Twink with
is
the
a
fun.
gay
Demon
man.
Twinker Turf. Okay, great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, Yvette's
No,
not
no,
a
no,
Yvette's
no
not a
Turf's
great
ever
BB
won.
Rewind's diva.
Also, no Turf has ever won.
No.
True.
No,
Turf
no,
has gotten
no.
jury votes even.
Yeah, Turf didn't even get a single jury vote.
Okay,
period.
good.
Now,
period.
did it mean that both a male alt won that season and
A
a
real
male behind the glass one? Yes, but was it worth it? Yes. No
First man to
regrets.
win.
First
But,
man to win and perfect game.
Yes. But yes,
Alright,
going
Gertz.
into our next season of Big Brother Rewands 20 with a lovely social media / just like app store vibe in general from Jackson and myself. We were going for a little fans versus flops vibe where if you were a Rewind's flop, pre-jury, or forgotten identity, your identity has been wiped from our database, so you can get one more chance to play before we enter our legendary
We have
two-season
some
finale.
really fucking iconic players to choose from, like in
Yeah.
that pool. So, like, I'm really
I
excited.
built a Dreamcast, and I was like, I could make 16. I have 16 people already that I could put in
Yeah.
without the newbies. I'm
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, but
Calling
we
off
wanted to
flop.
get just some more newbies in before Legends.
Yeah, because it's our last newbie season. So if you're also,
For sure.
I have no idea why a newbie would be listening to this podcast, but if you somehow are, please
You haven't
apply
played
because
yet.
this is your last
You got
chance.
one last chance.
Once Shanks makes their logo, I will be DMing so many people.
Yes, I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. When by the time Graham edits this and uploads it, I'll have all the supplementals
But
ready.
we will I will try to have like at least 2 people have applied by
I think
then.
once this gets posted, that'll be the time to like kick into gear.
And we are going to
for sure.
prioritize newbies. So like if we have a lot of newbies come in,
Yes.
we're going to prioritize those apps.
So there's
Not-
at most there will be 8 vets, at least
Yes.
4.
But we also are very excited. It's always really fun to have vets on any time because we have like the best
I think
community.
Rewind's low-key. I don't know.
I was
why
gonna say,
it
I
works
really,
better with
I feel like
vets.
we have such a good like depths to plumb. I don't know. Like,
Yes.
we really have some great people.
I know, obviously, most of you here were not part of like the castings for when we did Second Chances, but that even just that alone was like such a stacked casting. Like,
That
it was
was
very
a very
difficult. It was
that
so
was
hard.
Such a difficult
And
cast.
hopefully, some of those people will pop up this season. Who knows? Maybe.
Who knows? But yeah, I remember how fun it was casting for that because it felt like we were just like spoiled for choice. Like the hard part was choosing who we couldn't include. But like,
Genuinely,
and
it
that
was
cast,
I feel like that was pretty evident, like from the cast, because like we've actually said that cast
That
feels
was
more like an
all-star
all-star
caliber.
cast.
it was.
Than, like, a
that
Second
season was
Chances.
amazing. That season was amazing.
Yeah, that's why I'm limiting this season to pre-jurors minus Swan because Sheila's too iconic to be here, unfortunately. But being on this season does not disqualify you from Unfinished Business or All Star
No.
Wars. Like, if anything,
I mean, honestly, I'd
Yeah.
argue quite a few people from
this
this
is your
season
last
probably have
chance
unfinished business.
to get on
Yeah.
Unfinished Business and All Star Wars. And yeah, there's some people who I told, I'm not gonna say who, but I'm like, I would put you on Unfinished Business. So if we cut you from this season, it's because I want to put you on next season. So just don't freak out about that. I told that to 2 people already.
Yeah.
But
There will be a lot of chances for people who have already played to get their chance in again before our
This is
final
for people
season.
who like have not yet earned Unfinished Business status or Legend status.
Yeah, kind of like a Veronica.
Yes,
Like you
these
had
last
your
two
impact.
seasons
Yeah.
are for our legends who have like done stellar or like they have some last bone to pick. But right now,
I forget. Are we announcing like the identities of the vets who are coming back for this season?
No.
Oh, see, that's even more
Fully
fun because like
undercover.
that
They're going
was
fully
like
back
one of the
undercover.
most fun parts of 15 was just like the completely fresh start of it all.
Yeah,
you
this
know,
is
like
Shanks,
the
who
rewinds
played as
first,
fucking
where we're
Yeah.
doing-
Except
Oh my
fucking
God.
Shanks.
who I still guess plays it first before changing to Shanks. So like it was still
Shanks had like 3 days where people were willing to
People
entertain.
thought
It
I was
someone
Aqua.
else.
They were like, "Is
And then-
Aqua just trolling?"
But no, within like 3 days, almost everybody knew it was you. Within like 2 weeks, it was very clear.
Ari told me she thought I was Aqua for a little bit of time. I'm like, you know what? I got somebody. I'll take it.
Yeah, the little bit of time was the 3 days.
I'll take that. But yes, this is the rewinds first. Normally, when we do returning players, they are fully unmasked, like we saw with Veronica here. But this time, the vets, however many they are going right back undercover, like they never left. And yeah,
and that's really fun to do. So I highly recommend applying and everything.
Yeah,
so
for
there's not
sure.
going to be any more casts where people are known who they are because the next full All-Star seasons are fully undercover. This one's fully undercover. So yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. I love the undercover seasons.
I do too.
Like I think there's like something to be said about knowing the identity and everything, but just the undercover of it all is
the whole
just,
point of the
I think that's like
is like
I think that's the unique part of BBR is like the blank slate.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like the no
no,
meta
for sure.
and everything is really fun.
And not to glaze again, but that's just what's so crazy about Soul. That's why he's just such a psycho. Love you, Cole. Love
Yeah.
you. But like, that's crazy you did that. Like, that's so crazy you did that.
Yeah, he
Hazel,
won
I just want to
undercover
mention you
and known,
again.
so like,
Mom, mother, I miss you.
Mother,
We,
mommy.
I need to make it a goal just to mention you every podcast. Like, I just need you to be in my
Absolutely.
lexicon
but
more.
even besides me in 15, some people that in these were super like Hazel was not hiding for shit. Like
No.
sometimes it was just known who we were dealing
And
with.
no one knew who Pablo was because it'd been so long since he
Yeah.
played.
That
That
was
was the
fucking incredible. What a pull. Pablo Sanchez from season 2.
Apparently
What
that
a
game's getting a
fucking
cartoon.
pull.
I just saw a fucking trailer for it on Twitter the other day. I was like, oh shit, wow, okay, cool. Pablo Sanchez is back in the Big 26.
That was
exactly.
so good. That
Like,
was such a good
again,
pull.
BBR ahead of the game.
Yeah.
But yes, 2026. I said it would be probably our final year, but I'm like, are we gonna get 3 seasons out this year? I don't know.
No.
Probably not.
No,
No.
we're
We're getting
not.
3 seasons
More than
now.
likely not, but we're gonna
Get. Well,
try.
I'd say optimistically we
We
get
get
2.
one.
Yeah.
No, optimistically 2.
We can get
Cynically
2
1.
minimum.
The goal was to do 21 and 22 this year, but 19 got pushed back so far. So we're just gonna. We're just.
But we're ready for.
I
we're
think
ready
2
for
a
the
year
next
is like
season.
super respectable without like burnout and
Well, we
everything.
used to do like 5 in a year, so
Well, we
No,
used to
Yeah,
that
but
not
that
leave
was
our
fucking
houses.
insane.
that was
We
during
used
the
to not.
pandemic.
We used to not have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
To
So,
go
but
out. We used to stay indoors for 24
Yeah.
24 hours a day. So
Yeah,
But
I
unlike
started playing this shit when I
19,
was like 19, 18, 19. I'll be 26, 27 when it's over. Holy crap.
Shakes is a girlfriend
okay,
now, so
not too
Oh,
much
you
right.
on
know.
26, 27-year-olds.
I'm just saying it's about like closer to a decade. If I started playing at 18 or 19, and I'm going to end at like 26, 27. That's almost a year of rewinds as a
Yeah.
whole. A decade of rewinds as a whole.
No, yeah, and also we, unlike last season, we will be on time, and we want to have the
Yes.
season. So
The goal is to
season,
start late March.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
and no, not fingers crossed. It will happen late March. I'm manifesting.
there's no ifs about it. So
Facts.
We will start planning soon.
And I know
so
we're gonna get a
we're
lot.
good.
We're gonna get a lot of vet applications. It's really the newbie apps.
we already have a lot of vet
We
apps
got to crawl for the. I think
to start.
We
with.
have some newbie apps
we
already
have more
too.
newbie
So
apps
like
than vets, which is really.
Do
fun.
we
Yeah.
really? That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. 'Cause
yeah,
we have
I'm
a lot
like
of
actually
apps.
very excited about our cast already.
Good.
I think
Good,
we've
good.
got like some good options.
As it
so
stands, there are 5 vet applications and 3 newbie applications. So wait, no, 5 newbies, 3 vets. So that's
period.
What are y'all doing? Like, clock in if you
Mm.
want.
And trust that we will never have a season run 65 days again. Not
And this
not
was
on my
without like
watch.
ads and everything. Like
Well,
I
this
have not
one-
like
It's between the hex and the battle back and everything. It's just,
Yeah, not on my watch. Won't ever
Never
happen
mind.
the
again.
season does have a battle back, but hopefully it won't be super crazy. Hopefully, it's
Jesus
not, but,
Christ.
is it
another
pre or
one.
post jury?
Technically, if it doesn't happen pre-jury, it'll happen post-jury because Caitlyn.
What?
Oh, so okay.
Production.
Grodner.
It's because Grodner, they
Oh my
planned the
God.
season now, and then the battle back they had failed. It was one person. It's like an iconic moment. She had to do a puzzle in 3 minutes. Couldn't do it. And they weren't ready for her to leave. She walked out to Julie. They didn't have a chair for her. They did not expect her to stay, to go home.
Help.
So they were like, shit. And they had to put in a battle back just to stay on schedule in the jury phase.
That's so
Oh my
funny.
god.
It's like in 18 where the round trip ticket failed, so they had to put in a battle back because they were scheduled for X amount of days. They're not allowed to end the season early unless like a tragedy happens. So it's like, shit. We have to get back this extra week somehow.
How
So
about
when-
competition just be the bate of my existence? Because you'd be trying to plan. You're like, oh, yay. Got all my regular comps done. Oh, here comes a fucking battle back competition with 3 fucking layers. So you have to make 3 competitions for 1 fucking battle back. And then there's like, in modern BB, there's always like 6 of them. It's like, good God.
Thankfully, this one, it's straightforward. It's either going to be one person does a puzzle, and if they fail the puzzle, they don't come back. And then if that happens, then we have to make like a 4-person challenge. But hopefully,
See, it's never that easy. It's never that easy. So it's like, well, if this happens, then it's okay. But if this happens, you have to make 6 more competitions for 4 people.
Only one more
Okay.
competition we have to make.
It's every fucking season. I'm
Let's
just
be
fucking
real.
used
If
to
they
it.
fail the puzzle, Jasmine's gonna make the fucking maze again or some shit. Let's be so real. So, I mean, it's fine.
If on that note, so
can
we're
wrap
not
this up.
spoiling our future competition.
Who knows?
Well, we already spoiled the fanfic one, so
True.
I think it's time to wrap this up.
Yeah, we've been on a fast. We've been on this call since like 7,
We
and
are so punchy
we've
right
only been
now.
podcasting since like 8:30. So we're very
Does anybody have any final thoughts they'd like to share?
ready.
Sydney, as it was your season, your Twilight
Thank you,
season,
Sydney, for birthing
would you
this.
like to give some final
Yeah,
words?
this was really lovely, Sid.
Thank you
I
for
was
your reading.
I'm very grateful that Shanks allowed us to have a Girls and Gays Twilight themed season. I think like I had several mental breakdowns throughout the season because I was like, this season's horrible and it's my fault.
Yeah.
Just because people kept leaving and like this pace was crazy and like weird shit kept happening. But it ended up being a very entertaining season. Like it was an amazing season. The cast was amazing. And I feel like I just want to
Insane
shout
and
out the cast
entertaining
because
is so fitting for Twilight, though. So
it was. And like I'm very grateful because I know that this cast was like a particularly busy cast. Like all of them, for the most part, had like a lot going on in real life, but they all still made time and were as like present as they could be. And everyone had a moment. Like I don't think a single person didn't have their moment, which I think is really great because there are some seasons where like you'll have a few people who kind of just leave quietly and don't have any impact. And I really didn't feel that way. I felt like everyone, literally, our first boot was one of the most influential people for the entire season. Like, I mean,
I also feel like even the quits were like super respectful of
left,
like the time and timing and everything. Like,
yes, it just felt like there was like a 3-week period where like everyone was just trying to leave, and I was like, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, and also we had to like, no, go ahead.
I guess also shout out Dominique for giving us our first ever 7-person DVD cover because we could not put her up.
That was a running thing for like.
She was like, "I'm not gonna make it. I got it in place." I'm like, Dominique, you're on the DVD cover to the point where I will put 8 or 9 people on there before I take you off. Like, there's not a world where Dominique is not on the TV cover. I don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Yes,
she won't be green like she wants, but Dominique will be on the TV.
No, absolutely. And like, I think that I was really appreciative. Like, Shanks watched the Twilight movies for this season. I appreciated that. He's now culturally aware, as he should have been years ago.
I've sent her so many Twilight Reddits and TikTok posts now, then Twitter posts.
And never forget, the last thing I'll leave on is, again, when I started this season, I joined a Twilight server to steal a bunch of emojis, and I had a bunch of questions I had to answer before I could enter the server. And one of them was like, how long have you been a Twilight fan? And it was like, I'm a new fan. Oh, I've been a fan for a few years. I'm a grandma. And then watched them. Grandma watched the movies when they came out in theaters. I was like, whoa. I had to click it because I couldn't live. And I was like, I was like 9 when the first one came out. So let's be a little careful.
Also, these fucking movies keep changing streaming services. Like, they're not even on Disney Plus anymore. They're on fucking Peacock or something. I'm like, bro, I'm glad I watched them when I fucking did. This is annoying.
Yeah, but anyway,
Peacock, actually, I don't even know. It's annoying.
I'm very grateful for everybody. I felt very supported. This was my first and probably only time like leading a season, so it was definitely like new for me. But I felt very much like everyone was invested, and everybody here contributed, and everyone did their part, and I really appreciated that. So thank you.
Thank you guys as well, our lovely hosts, everybody who's not even on the call, but thank you all.
And thank you, Jack, again.
And our specs and everyone.
Yeah, Jack, you did not need to do that. I love that you're like are still coming back from retirement. Like, I will help you guys.
No, yeah, every year me being like, hey, Jack, you want to do the escape room again?
I actually don't think I ran that one. Part of me's like, can I run it now?
I'm not doing it. Graham can help you. I'm not.
And also, Jack also watched the Twilight movies in order to prepare for making the escape room. So I forced 2 separate people to watch the Twilight movies for this season, and that alone pleases me and gives me much joy.
And I got jumped for my rankings, which is crazy, but that's besides the point.
They were shit. They were shit, but that's
they
okay.
Were like one off from yours.
We can no, it was completely different. It was completely different. But
Okay,
that's fine. That's fine.
And on that note,
wow, Shankson like really supports imprinting. Wow,
whoa,
I know.
Sydney, we had the same ranking, except I put one last and you put it first. Shut the hell up.
That is a completely different ranking.
That's pretty marked.
It's a completely different ranking. Completely different.
Anyways, we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.